Yeah, they definitely haven't seen. I haven't seen any internet ads or any real coverage of Darksiders. And when does it come out?
I've seen a bunch of
It's
reviews.
like, isn't it this week?
This week.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, that game was probably already well underway when THQ Nordic took over THQ, and they were just like, "All right, we already put all this money into it. Let's go ahead and piss it out, but we're not going to spend millions of dollars on budget or on advertising it."
Yeah, I think from what I've seen as well, you can tell that it looks like a PS3 360.
Yeah.
Game.
I don't know. I thought it looked.
That's not an insult. That's not an insult. I just mean in terms of its design and its structure compared to other third-person adventures that you see today that have thankfully progressed just a bit more. But you can see where it probably started off in our generation, got built up a little bit, and has now been released. And I've seen reviews for this. Some people gave it 9, others gave it 3. So.
Jesus. I think that's a hell of a range, though, isn't it?
It's crazy. I think it'll average out. I think the people who gave it 3 probably said it hasn't changed much from the original game, and the people who gave it 9,
even because of that's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
What they should have did was somehow mention a potential Switch version, just to get the Nintendo fan base talking, because nobody's talking about this game other than Retro Death. I wouldn't even known it was coming out.
Yeah, I actually had no clue it was coming out.
They would say
I knew it was coming out only because of Retro Death. But
yeah, same. Well, yeah, that's the only way.
That's the best commercial you can have. Oh, we're going on the Switch version. What?
We're looking into it, something.
Yeah.
Because the graphics engine looks pretty modern, but just.
Did we only get the second one as far as Nintendo systems are concerned?
No, I got the first one on the Wii U.
I got the first one as well. It was one of the last Wii U games to
it
be
came
released.
out way too late.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they did it though. They stuck with it, and it's a good port. If they and it's cheap as well. I think they launched it. I think when it released
20,
it was just like $20 off like £15. It's crazy cheap. So.
We'll have to see what Retro. I'm sure he'll love it. He likes Ratchet and Clank, so he's gonna.
So much aggression. Chill out.
I did like Ratchet and Clank. I don't think it's nearly as good as Odyssey. I don't know. It's a bit of a big comparison there.
I thought I was so bored. I did not even care about any plot twist that may have happened. I'm just like, this is the most.
I played and beat that game, so I enjoyed it.
What? Who's playing Ratchet and Clank for the story? What the?
I seen someone say like the plot twist might have been Retro, but I'm just like,
I've heard people say that for the first game at least.
I'm like, this is so like by the numbers, like no creativity, the level design. It's just like God. It's so
some people, like I said before, I think a lot of people were saying the remake kind of takes away a lot of the charm the series is known for.
Voice acting is even like just so bored. Like you could tell, like they had no passion for it.
Because it's like a generic ass action movie. That's what
like the movie. Yeah.
The thing is, I was really excited about playing the original ones because I love third-person shooters, and coming off like Jet Force Gemini, I was like, okay, let's go into the PS2 era, and they show Ratchet and Clank, and the game's got like loads of crazy guns and stuff. I was like, okay, this could be freaking awesome. But then third-person shooting-wise and combat-wise, it's compared to like say Jet Force Gemini on the N64, you got like the machine gun and it's like the rocket launch, the rocket launcher is like.
That's why I gravitated to it, but to me it's way more boring than.
It's way slower and.
I don't know about the original PS2 games. I know they had a couple. I think were pretty well received.
I pretty much ran through all of them, and they're good. Again, they're not like. They didn't blow me away. I like the series.
I don't know about the original games, and I know that they switched the new one to 30 frames per second to get the most out of the visuals, but it just
it's the only game in the series that's like that.
Yeah, it just feels sluggish. The shooting does not feel like there's no tense. It's not like there's some challenges because basically the challenge is how limited you are with what you can do. Like you can just kind of jump, flip left, flip right, and shoot. And then the weapons, there's like 20 some weapons. You only use about 4 or 5 of them, maybe, because the rest of them are just so. They're gimmicky. They don't really have any real usefulness. So, I don't know.
It highlights my main grievance with basically mascot games automatically get called platformers. I mean, yeah, there's platforming in Ratchet and Clank, but it's not a platformer.
It's not platforming.
I get so annoyed because people just look, cartoon character.
I always looked at it as more as a shooter than anything.
Yeah, it's more of an action shooting game than anything.
The platforming is like some of the weakest elements. I'm like, there's a float, like an elevated train or whatever. It's hanging from under the track, or I think
weaker platforming in Odyssey.
And I'm trying to jump to the next platform, and it's like literally all you have is you have your run based on holding up. I don't think there's a run button if I don't remember, and then your jump is just so
like
unprecise.
Floaty,
yeah, it's just floaty, and you don't have a lot of nuance to the controls, and you just fall to your death. Like,
well, even like you say slow, it's like even the first Ratchet and Clank, the one that were 60 frames, you still feel sluggish as a character. Like Ratchet, and the way his animation and the way he runs, it kind of lends to him feeling slow.
The original Jak and Daxter by itself is better than the rest of Jak and Daxter. Is better than Ratchet and Clank, better than Sly Raccoon, and better than any bloody Crash Bandicoot or Spyro game of the PS2 generation.
Sly Cooper is my least favorite.
Yeah, absolute garbage.
Which is weird because I think it's the most visually appealing.
It is, I like the way it looks, and that's why I got pulled in. But it's weak.
It's got good animation in terms of their faces and stuff. I mean, especially
all that stuff. It looks great. The animation looks great, but it's just like a boring ass game.
That's how it sounds.
I just remember like during that era, because especially on like G4, they used to like semen all over themselves about that game. It's like, really, the game's not that great.
Nothing else to rave about. Yeah.
So Terrell, Jack Gates wants to know if he should buy Dragon Ball Fighter Z for $25.
Yes, it runs great.
He doesn't specify which version, because I thought I saw it for 35 or 40. I don't know.
I think it was at 25 at Walmart. If you bought it from Walmart, it was 25. I think Amazon, Best Buy was like 30.
There's some crazy sales out there. I didn't pull the trigger.
A Switch game. That's a good price. My God.
Yeah, considering that game's like only on Switch is only 2 months old, 3 months old.
The only deal I seen for Switch was the sports titles, like FIFA was 30, NBA was 30, the new ones. Bayonetta, it seemed like a permanent price drop at Best Buy. I didn't say sale price, just $39.99 now for Bayonetta 2 on Switch.
I was so tempted. I walked in there yesterday.
But I still not.
I said I don't fucking need it. I wanted to get it.
If, like I said, it runs more consistent, but I need something else to get me to double dip, and they
also, side note, I know you bought a PlayStation 4 controller. Was that
yesterday? Those were $40. Xbox One controllers $39.99.
I saw the Switch one for $50.
Did you?
Yeah, at Target.
Huh. I didn't see any Switch controllers. I saw the Joy-Cons on sale for 40 or 50.
Yeah, the Joy-Cons, all the Joy-Cons were on sale, and the Pro Controller was on sale.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Well, the only reason why I didn't get it is because I bought the Smash Brothers one, so I already have a second one coming that day, so I'm good.
If they had that one, I might have bought it. But I picked up the PS4 controller, and you don't hear about this, but you don't get a fucking charging cable with it. So hopefully the original one you got, it still works, because you get no cables with it.
Why? That seems so stupid.
The normal price does this. And the normal price is $65, right? Or 60 or 65.
Yeah, it's probably like 60 now, but still.
And it's like
controllers are like $20 more expensive than just like a gen or two ago.
At least it comes with it's a rechargeable battery. It's not like Xbox One controller where you still need the AA's or have to spend $20 on a battery kit for it. So at least you get that. But
I've seen a lot of companies. Nintendo do this. Even now with like the new 2DS XL.
Well,
it doesn't come with a freaking plug. I remember when they first done it. They said they're not packing it in because they know most people are just upgrading from the original 3DS to the XL, right?
I still think that's dumb. I can understand
it's crazy.
Usually you sell, if you're going to get rid of your old one, you're going to give the person or the place, your AC adapter.
But like now, what were you in? How old is a 3DS? It's fucking years old now, and they still don't give you a plug. I was just like, this is absolutely bonkers. I don't know why. Next we'd be having home consoles with no plugs, man. We'd have to say, they'll say to us, you know, yeah.
Hey, man, it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't think you go buy a TV and they're like, well, we expect you to upgrade, so you don't need an HDMI cable or wall charger or anything for it, right?
Keep your old TV remotes, man, just in case, you know.
Your own just in case, so you don't need any.
Or just use your gamepads, yeah.
Man.
I programmed that. It worked really well. I programmed that. It worked really well.
I did too. It did work. Yeah.
So, I mean, what does that save Sony? Probably $1 less a controller.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a really minor thing.
I mean, the Switch controller definitely pricey. It's the most expensive, base version. Xbox One Elite controller is the only one more expensive. But at least it comes with a nice USB Type-C cable. So you get that.
20-hour battery.
Yep. I don't know if this new DualShock, I haven't. Funny enough, I think I got about 2 hours, 2.5 hours into God of War. I was like, oh, I finished it. All right, I'm gonna go fight the Valkyrie. Oh, I beat the last 2 Valkyries. Okay. I just bought a brand new controller. Pretty much done with the game, like within 2 hours. I didn't realize it was that close.
But you gotta get a new game like Spider-Man.
I thought you bought 2 games on Switch, didn't you?
Yeah.
Starlink and what was the other one?
Celeste.
That's not the PS4.
But I mean, unless they switch The Last of Us to PS5 or the Ghost of Tsushima looks, interesting if that comes out. I'll probably play a couple more games. PS4 is actually feeling like a game console to me these days, so.
It's weird. I think the only Black Friday thing I bought Valkyria Chronicles 4 on Switch, and I already have like 6 or 7 hours in that game. I'm surprised how addicted I got. Also, I bought that damn 400 gig SD card. And that sale was too tempting, and
but that's a good price for $80 for that. But then I was like, that's another $80 I'm putting in my Switch. Like, I don't need.
I'd rather be buying a game or something.
I'm good. The only reason why I'm good with it is because knowing these updates and shit, especially when Smash comes out.
Need it yet? I mean, you can archive and because I have some games that are partial download bullshit.
I don't want to compromise, T.
I already got rid of Resident Evil 2. That was like 30 some gigs or 24. I forget what it was.
Oh, what you mean? You already beat it? Or you just don't.
I only played it for like first hour and I haven't touched it since. But I just archived it.
The remake's looking good though, man.
17 gigs in NBA.
Didn't that come out in February?
Yeah, I think it's looking really good. I think it's looking as good as the original Resident Evil remake on the GameCube.
Kingdom Hearts is in January. I ain't got no time for nothing else. I got no time for nothing else.
So I might as well. I mean, I can get rid of Paladins. That's 7 gigs. I don't play that.
Yeah, I got rid of Paladins. I don't fucking touch it.
Get all up in Paladins.
Warframe.
What the hell?
Warframe will probably get a delete here pretty soon.
Damn, yo. You don't like it?
Yeah, I was not impressed.
I didn't even try it. I kind of got distracted that night. What the hell was I doing?
Like I don't know if the I don't know if the missions get any more elaborate or better, but it's just like
I already told you 5 times they do, but you don't like it.
Well, you didn't say the missions got better. You just said people start to feel better about the game after 4 hours. I didn't.
Oh, Jim, did you send Shadow Fox an invite?
I don't know.
He's in the chat. He mentioned it.
I don't know if he was going to make it.
Shadow who?
You're so disrespectful, yo. He was like, "Don't do it."
It's a trap.
Actually, I was gonna have Super Metal Dave on instead.
I'd log off, man. I'd log off. I'd never come back.
Maybe Spawn Wave.
I'm cool with Dave, man.
I need some tech talk. I want some tech guys.
On Dave.
Bruh, how you gonna do this shit? First time Shadow Fox puts out a video, man, let me get Super Metal Dave in here.
I need somebody that knows about some hardware rumors and
don't do this.
I can't believe people still sub to that dude. Like, come on. Like, there's a rumor of the Switch Pro. Look at what Apple did. I mean, that just really proves it. I'm like, oh, come on. Seriously? Like, he's still making these types of videos. Remember last year, this time, PlayStation was going to unveil the Switch killer. Still hasn't happened.
It was a work in progress.
That stuff happens, and there's no consequences for guys.
No. nothing.
I don't mind him because he's doing whatever. I'm more upset with the audience.
Yeah,
because you guys should expect better.
I mean, he can do what he wants, but the fact that 40,000 people watch his video, whatever, I don't know what the numbers are, but I know it was over 10,000 the last time I checked out one of his videos like a year ago.
Yeah, it's a lot, yo.
And I'm like,
be forced to be taken out to the street but naked and with a bell ringing, going shame.
the dude was a Nintendo fan who's like just basically like a Sony fanboy talking about this Switch killer coming out like with such like disdain for Nintendo in the tone of his tweets.
Really? I watched the video and I didn't feel like
in his tweets it's just like it was more about I think him just being right. He was hoping, just the tone of it was just like, wow, you're a Nintendo fan and you want the Sony to come out with the Switch killer and make the Switch look pathetic and obsolete. Like, come on.
Ever since that moment with him,
because that's the only way that's gonna work.
Ever since that moment with him and OJ when they got the whole Switch
funny
wrong, it should have just stopped there. I was cracking up, man. It should have just stopped there. I mean, OJ recovered and he just
OJ course corrected.
Yeah,
and then
took his L, moved on.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's stop talking about Super Metal fucking Dave, man.
Well, where the fuck? I gave him the link. Where's he at? We're talking about his buddy here, and Shadow ain't here. What the hell? So, speaking of that type of YouTuber,
there he goes.
I just want to put this out here.
Shadow Fox guy, he's such a shit, yo, Shadow, what's happening, yo? Going on.
I get this. So, anybody watching this live chat on the replay, if your YouTube subscription box had more than 2 Skyward Sword HD news videos, I'm just telling you right now, you're missing out on the bliss of life. I didn't have one single Skyward Sword HD thumbnail.
I need to look at your mute list then.
But I seen T post some screenshots of people, and it's like everybody made a fucking Skyward Sword HD.
I think the only person I'm subscribed to who did that was Game Explain. That's it.
Yeah, same.
Everyone else, I'm not subscribed to.
Some lame ass dudes. Then put me on Front Street.
I mean, you've been subscribed to some lame ass dudes. We've been through
this.
But I don't partake. I see the video and I keep it moving. I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't even like it. Just clutters up my subscription feed, man. Just like, man, I want to get to the videos I want to see.
Just you have to upload a video that just shows a how-to and how to emulate your block list, so we can.
It's just you see.
You don't want to give out no secrets.
You see all these, and all right, who's the weakest of these news channels, and then I unsubscribe, unfollow. And then, like the next wave of that type of news
wave,
I'm like,
oh no,
who's the least? Who do I watch the least? All right, unsubscribe.
Look, you can't mess with Spawn way now. You gotta leave him alone. He's the most in his own way, dude.
You're talking to the wrong dude about this team.
He don't mess with nobody, man. He just do.
Yeah,
he just oppresses little child. You don't touch that boy. He don't know what he's doing.
He never claimed the Switch was going to be as powerful as a PS4 Pro or anything like that.
He don't partake in any of that stuff.
No salty stream.
No, don't do that kind of stuff. That's why I can rock with him, because he doesn't care about that. He just puts the news out there and keeps it moving. That's all there is. And that's all.
It's almost like I always appreciated like Dashy Games. I don't watch too much of his stuff anymore because he kind of changed his format and it's kind of going for that pay and you can watch my videos early kind of stuff. But he never gave a shit about if he's playing Super Mario Party. He don't give a fuck what people say about the game. He'll play any game and have fun and have a laugh and doesn't worry about the drama. There's definitely appeal to that. Someone that just doesn't even pay attention, never mentions it, no backhanded disses, no like just nothing. It's just gaming. He likes gaming and he makes videos. I've always appreciated that. But,
well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, like when you guys talk about these people, I don't I don't think I've seen one video for any of these people. I just don't care.
Bro, I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
I was too busy watching 180 episodes of Half in the Bag, which I finished. I'm caught up on Red Letter Media's Half in the Bag series. Took me like a month and a half.
Be that guy who raised his hand like, what the fuck is Half in a Bag?
It's
the best movie reviews ever.
Channel on YouTube, and
sorry, Robert, but
it's my favorite.
It's dry, sarcastic humor, and they bashed Ready Player One, which my favorite movie this year.
It didn't bother me.
But it's still entertaining to listen to them. Like they still make good points. It's like you can't. It's my type of humor. But anyway, so yeah, Skyward Sword HD. It's like I saw those screenshots from the that Breath of the Wild press conference. Somebody or their developer conference thing, and they showed, and I had missed these way back. They mentioned. I knew that they said that they tested like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker and Skyward Sword to see which one they wanted to make it the HD on the Wii U. And I never saw the actual Skyward Sword, like
I still haven't seen it.
And it's on Twitter. I'll find it. And
there's a couple of images up.
Just a couple images, but man, that art style, I don't know, with some tweaks because it wasn't made for an HD system, but just seeing that in the clarity of just those screenshots, and they were like taken from a phone, taking a picture of a screen, of a projector screen. So it's not even that good a quality. But I'm like, I don't know that I'd really want to go through that game again, but it does look really nice. And
I'd go through it again just for the last dungeon.
I've never actually played the full game, so I'd play.
Yeah, I've never played. So
somebody's asking, like, what's the problem with it? To me, the problem with all these channels having this is because it's just a bunch of fake bullshit. Because Skyward Sword obviously was a Wii title, and most of these dudes, the same guy, I can't stand motion controls, blah blah blah, and obviously that game completely relies on it. And
yes,
it's one of their least favorite Zelda games. For these guys to even talk about it like they're excited about it is just phony to me. That's why that's my problem with all the Skyward Sword videos.
Well, you know what it is now. So now they think what they're thinking is now, since it's coming to Switch, they're going to reprogram the whole game and allow you to use dual analog instead of use motion, which is what it was designed around. So.
Right. Sure, I said when I Skyward Sword made me laugh out loud so much, right, when I played it. It's a really fucking good game. And I said after when I was playing it, I said, what game can you think of where you will be flying on the back of a bird, skydiving on top of a giant whale, attacking a parasite on his back, and then jumping back off onto your bird again and flying off? It was just, there's so many good moments in that game, and people just seem to forget it. Yeah, and it's a much better game than Twilight Princess.
I think that game would have. I think to appeal to everybody that bashed it originally, I think this game could have taken advantage of the Starlink engine and I guess Beyond Good and Evil, to where there's a seamless transition between Skyloft and you coming down to
that's what I was
Hyrule.
We're talking about the Wii that had 88 megabytes of RAM, so that should.
Yeah.
If they really go in and say, all right, you jump off, you fly through the clouds, and then you like no loading, no bullshit in between.
That's not gonna happen.
Then I would be like, all right, that's something.
But I mean, that's a whole nother game for them now, because now that they spend all that time and they get Monolith or whoever to help them make an engine that could do that, like they might as well make a new game.
Right.
So you got to imagine that's what Nintendo already thought. They're like, well, we should do, because we had these limitations. Well, we're past that now. So
I think it would be, other than once you're on the the ground and you're going through some of the pre-dungeons and then the dungeons, but some of the, I mean, I like the story and stuff, but like fighting the stupid, what the hell is his name?
Oh,
the
prison over and over, and just like hitting his toenail. Like
prison that there the second.
I really don't want to have to do that 3-4 times in the game.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of padding.
And there's a lot of backtracking that just, it's definitely has its weak points, but when it's good, it's really good. So
yeah.
I think a lot of that had to do with the limitations. Like Nintendo probably wanted to do more with it, and I think, like I said, that 88 megs of RAM just wasn't enough to do.
Yeah. That being said, Skyloft was beautiful.
Skyloft, gorgeous.
I mean, the whole game is beautiful. As soon as you go down to the forest and you're swimming under the water and stuff.
I love that.
The water surface.
What it looks like.
When the forest flooded and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The end of this game, like, I'll probably talk about this before.
Dude.
Don't spoil anything.
I'm just saying, he was talking about the 88 megs of RAM. You tend to think it has a little bit more than 88 megs of RAM towards the end.
Yeah.
I think after 7 years, I'm not too worried about spoilers.
Well, some people still.
I am.
Yeah.
No, don't.
It will take the fun away from some people. Because this is a really good game.
The first time, a lot of people who were listening to this who even played the game or finished.
Spoilers. Fee is a sword. Spoilers.
That's a pretty big revelation there, man. You just ruined it.
The best character in the game is Groose. Spoilers.
I've been hearing that for like 7 years.
Has he? Is he in Smash anywhere? Is he a spirit?
I think he's a sticker.
Yeah, he's probably a sticker.
Yeah.
I mean, a spirit.
I think Fee is too, actually.
Groose is like, that should be Legend of Groose.
It's so cool because he's in one of those characters that you hate and then you end up loving him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what's so good about him.
I don't think you even hate him. You don't even hate him.
He was super annoying at the beginning.
Yeah, because he's hating on you and he's kind of, jealous of you and Zelda. So
yeah, that's a game I've always wanted to play, and I played a little bit of it when I was on Wii U. But then
I own the game, and
something happened, and I think I was playing Twilight Princess HD. I think that's what happened. Some shit like that.
These things in there, like I wasn't a fan of the little things you have to collect. Those little lights.
Oh, the courage tears, or whatever.
Yeah, those got on my nerves after.
But you had to do that in Twilight Princess too.
Yeah, you did. And I didn't like that game either.
Yeah.
So,
man, I still think Zelda was strongest as a character in this game.
It's my
versus
3D Zelda game.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah, Zelda is a strong ass character. That is a strong woman in this game.
She's still that Zelda is still my favorite Zelda version.
Yeah, I kind of.
In terms of design, I agree with you, T. In terms of design, she looks fucking.
Yeah.
I like her that she actually did something.
Yeah. Her character, even not just the design, but
yes, like she made a lot of. This game is fucking sad. Like I don't know what else to tell you. This game is fucking sad.
Yeah. I had some goosebumps moments, man. I'm telling you. So.
Let's talk about what would they change to bring it to Switch? What they'd have to make it work in portable mode. So there goes your 1-to-1. I don't even think the Joy-Cons can do 1-to-1 sword. So what would they do to make that work? You think that they would change it that much? And I don't believe it actually is coming, honestly.
I don't either. I'm like, that's another thing. I was like, I'm not really sure this game is.
You're gonna use the left analog stick to aim and then swipe with A. Like I don't.
That sounds like another platform to me. To be honest with you, that sounds like something going forward.
I don't think we need. In all honesty, I don't think we need it. If we had a Zelda game from the 2D team in between, then I don't think we need
one remake at least though.
This should have been a Wii U game, and then throw the fucking menu on the gamepad and be done with it.
That's what
I would like to see it in HD, but I don't know if it'd be worth.
Wait, how would they do the handheld mode? They're just gonna remove all the
That's the
gyro stuff.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, the Joy-Cons can't do what the Wii Motion Plus can do. So
you would have to play tabletop only.
Yeah,
it's already not going to work because the Joy-Cons can't do that. They're not accurate enough to.
I think they would be.
Yeah, because they don't have a pointer. They're just going off gyro and positioning.
They won't be as accurate, but there are Wii games on the Switch.
But they're nowhere. I mean, you're talking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be perfect. That's the problem, and I don't know if I want that.
That's what I'm saying. They wouldn't even keep the motion controls. I don't think.
Yeah, they might still try it.
How do you do the boss battles? Because
it's so built around it.
The puzzle style of fighting.
Can you do it with Can you aim the sword with the right analog stick?
No. It would have been the same.
This is a completely different game. Like you're literally holding the sword in 3D space.
Yeah, it moves the same way it moves in your hand.
Yeah, no, I know, but like maybe like that they could kind of do something like that where
it's gonna be.
That's only one dimension though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be trash. Why even do it if it's going to?
That's 2 axes versus 6. You're not going to be able to get.
So I'm saying right now, all like I said in the beginning, all those people that have your sub boxes filled, these people didn't think that far ahead. They just hey, I gotta get some clicks. Like that's.
And they saw a bunch of other people doing like, oh, let me get my video out.
And I seen a tweet about Robert Rule 2 late in the day. Oh, I got mine upload or rendering. I'm like, everyone's already made a video. Like, there's no way. Like, I'd be shocked if this game come to the Switch. If Nintendo made all the changes they'd have to make to have it work in portable mode, it'd just be a completely different Zelda game. Like that would be. I'd be surprised.
It's not like bringing across a game like Odyssey or something where you're just shooting star bits really for motion controls or flicking for the spin.
Did Nintendo do anything for Ocarina of Time 20th other than a tweet? The game that should be right now on the Switch. You know, that's the one that should be remade.
So for the 15th, that remade. Hells yeah.
The 15th was the one they did when they did the anniversary one on GameCube, right? Was that the one where they remastered it in 480p and all that?
Yeah.
That would have been 10 year.
Was it 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's 15. Wait a minute.
GameCube was 2000.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but that game came out in 2004, I think. I think the special. I have to
that wouldn't have been an even number though.
That wouldn't have been anything.
It was 98, wasn't it? Game came out
in 98.
Yeah. It came out at the same time as Wind Waker, didn't it?
I think it came out right after Wind Waker, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure it was part of the.
It was a bonus.
Yeah,
it was a bonus for pre-ordering Wind Waker. I think. Yeah. Now I think about it. Yeah, it was a pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
The fact that hey, here's a special Ocarina of Time on the Switch, you know.
Even just drop the regular game. You can do that.
Or the 3DS version.
Something. Yeah.
It makes too much sense. Just stop.
I'd actually rather have
the greatest system they had in fucking years, and they just don't even do anything with it. Stuff like that, it should be all over the Switch.
I mean, but with all this virtual console stuff, and we don't know if they're going to do the N64 Classic or what have you, and they can't release one without both of those Zelda games being at this point.
They've already celebrated it. I forgot. They've already celebrated it. We had the original Zelda, but the SP version or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They can still do all that. I'm just talking about one game. You can still release your N64 Classic with that game on there because there's going to be a bunch of other games on there with it. So that's not stopping you from doing it.
Do you want these upstairs?
So I think that's an excuse that the guys with the PlayStation Classic say, oh well, you have Spyro coming out, you have
Crash
already came out, so they don't. I don't care. Like it's the classic. You still have to put those games on that system.
I saw fake news. Is Sony executive speaks blatant about the PlayStation Classic, and I thought it was legit. And I clicked the tweet. He's like, "Yeah, we were, we heard all what people wanted in this, and then we just released the most unusable piece of shit." I'm like, "Whoa!" I'll link that tweet because it was funny.
Oh, so I was saying all the ROMs are European ROMs.
Did the Kazurai account? Because that's just
that he closed that account, man. I was so mad.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was a good account.
Direct Feed Games was associated with it.
Can I just say something then about the European ROMs, because I'm actually forgetting what console they done this on, but Europe complained that we were getting our old 50 hertz whack ass fucking ports of the games when the US always had like 60 hertz or whatever. And then I think it was on Wii U actually. It might have been Wii U where they gave us 60 hertz ports of the old games. Was it Wii U?
Was it just an issue with them not having a development kit that supported? Like why would they do that though? Because
I don't know. I don't know if they did it out of trying to be as
being cheap.
No. Trying to be as accurate is the only way I can think of right now in terms of the region where these games released, right? And in terms of like, okay, these guys always had 50 hertz games. Surely they want 50 hertz games back. Give it to them because that's what they grew up with. We're all like, hell no.
Actually, because when apparently I just read, wasn't that confirmed for the PS Classic that they're keeping the 50 hertz games?
Yeah. That's why it's so hard to like, as a retro gamer myself. That's why it's hard to like mod like consoles to play European version consoles because of the 50 hertz, the 10 hertz difference.
I have my mind blown.
These are still NST or NTSC, so it's still 60 hertz. But when you go to Power Region, it's 50. I don't know why they screwed you guys.
Weird.
Like
they have TV that's in 50 hertz. Like,
yeah, why?
Weird. I don't know.
I was gonna say I had my mind blown back in the day where I played Wave Race 64 European version. Yeah, I obviously fell in love with the game. Then I played the Japanese version. I was like, most of the borders were gone. Most of that letterbox borders were gone. The game was like a million times fast. I was like, holy fucking shit! Why haven't we got this version? Fuck.
It's weird because they never, like the major TV makers don't. I don't think they cater to 50 hertz in the UK or Europe. So it's just weird. But anyway, anybody picking up the PlayStation Classic?
Hell no. I wanted to for the beginning, but like I don't know. Like it's weird because the other ones, the NES and SNES, I don't play them, but I just like to have them. But I feel like 100 is just too much.
You're thinking the value isn't there, even if you're not going to play it as much. I feel I have the value on my NES Classic and my SNES Classic.
It's in my best interest. It's in my best interest to do so because my PlayStation 1, I should probably do a tech wave for it because it is it's broken. It doesn't work. So I have to figure out what's wrong with the laser on it. But
well, I mean, here's the thing about the Classic though.
I can just play my PS2.
Not only are the games bad, but the emulation is basic. And it has emulation issues, and there's no options. There's no border options, none of that stuff. It's just it's just slapped in there.
Slapped on your screen. Wow.
Yeah, you have no control like you have on the other plug and play systems.
So I could just hook up my PS2 and play them then. That's probably the best
way, I think.
Yeah.
But I would like to play on my actual PlayStation.
Or PS3. You can play. People forget that PS3 has backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
the original model now, which goes for crazy prices, but
yeah, they're still expensive.
No, it's not the original model. That is a misnomer. People are wrong about that. You can take your PS1 disc and put it in any PlayStation 3, and it will.
No, I think you're talking about the original launch one. Doesn't play the PS2 games because the motion engine isn't there.
Yeah. I have the original launch one because my dumbass is online.
Yeah, so you can play 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I know you're lying right now. Right next to me is my PS1. And before I come on the podcast, I was playing Ridge Racer Type 4. And it's still one of the best racing games ever made. And I just to try and get me to buy the PlayStation 1 original, I needed something else on there apart from most of the trash that they put on there. I needed stuff like Parasite Eve, the original one. Only got released in Japan and the US. It never got released in Europe. So I got to play it because I played my PS1 is chipped, so I could play all regions, and I got a copy of it. But
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, like
I
think the Japanese PlayStation Classic has that on there.
It does.
Does it?
Yeah. But you're about the Japanese one.
Yeah, so you can't.
The Japanese one has like 8 different games, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but it's more RPG focused. So that's the major difference.
RPG.
So is Legend of Dragoon on there?
I don't
think so.
Oh my god!
Oh, I'll pull the list while we're talking. I'll pull the list.
Well, here's the thing. Here's another thing that adds value to my SNES Classic and my NES Classic is I can go in and I can mod and put whatever games I want to put on there up to 300 megabytes. What can I do on my PS1 Classic? I don't know.
Well, we don't know.
Shit, them motherfuckers are like 700 megs a piece, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Am I even going to be able to put that many games on there? Because they're not going to put a whole bunch of extra hard drive space on that thing. You can forget about it. So again, that's where the value comes from me, and obviously,
but at the same time, Tia, you shouldn't have to do this. These classic consoles, right? Because at the end of the day, if you wanted to, you could cut out a piece of paper that looks like a PS1, put a hard drive inside it, hook it up to your PC, and say, look, I got a PS1 Classic with any game I want. But the point of these systems are they're meant to represent the best as they possibly can of those consoles, because that's why people are buying them. They want this lovely little system that is representative of the console, and that's why you spend the extra money to get these things. Not to say oh, if it don't have this game in it, I'll just mod it. You shouldn't have to.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. That's what you're saying right now is, the starting point. It should be that from the starting point.
Yeah.
But maybe I would still maybe decide to get it if these other things were possible. Like, if I knew there was going to be tons of extra hard drive space and I can download this stuff. But the main problem with the thing is, for me, is the damn controller. Like, I still wouldn't want to anyway.
It's the worst version.
You can't put the DualShock on there, so no Ape Escape, no nothing.
Yeah, like
does anybody know how the controllers plug into the PlayStation Classic? Do they use just standard USB or
probably USB?
Yeah, it's a standard USB.
Have we seen that? I haven't seen any pictures showing that.
Yeah, I saw it close up. I saw a close up picture. Let's see if I can find it.
I think Nintendo missed out, and I think Sony's missing out. You put the original ports on there, people can use their old controllers. I mean, I think that would have took it to a whole nother level.
Oh,
They
right.
should. If Classic is real, that's what they better do, because there's no way they're going to start reshipping N64 controllers.
Mhm.
No way.
I just realized fucking Shadow Fox isn't in the normal chat. I got to put it in the actual other chat.
Well, just put it in this current.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, the one right. This one right. I'll type.
Yeah. That was the problem. I fucked up.
No, there's another Hangouts that we're all in too.
Tigers was
not be on Hangouts.
popular shoot 'em up as well.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
So Arc the Lad, okay.
We don't need to talk about this trash classic. Let's talk about
got
it.
Darius
twin on it though.
Did I mention the Sony censoring games last week or no?
You brought it up. I don't remember if it was on air or off air, and then I seen you made a video.
I don't know. That was the only thing I was going to mention.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the rapidly declining price of Fallout 76. And I don't know if anybody's played it.
I
Guy I
warned you
work
guys
with-
about Bethesda before. I warned you. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, but this is people should have known
They're
better.
trash. I'm sorry. They're trash.
Wow.
They're not consistent. That's the problem.
So
I was so ready for Fallout 76 and I was gonna buy it and everything, and then when I've heard all the shit about it, I was like, no, because I think Fallout 4, if you guys remember when that came out, I fucking blasted through that game. I loved it, and it just super sadly, this has been such a poor fucking development for them
Well,
for some reason. I
they're
don't know what
bad
the
at
fuck they're
making
doing.
like offline games. Now they're gonna make one where a bunch of people can coexist in a universe.
Well,
like
yeah, I mean, it took them a while to get it to work, but they got it to work with the Elder Scrolls. So I don't know. Just
The problem is it took them a while. That was the issue.
yeah.
they didn't have a PC version because it's not on Steam.
Yeah, they have a PC version. Yeah,
It didn't pop up on Steam though.
Good.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
haven't
it's
seen
like-
it on Steam either.
Yeah, it's not on Steam.
I don't know.
Fallout 76.
Yeah, it's not on
I
Steam.
think
They
it's on
probably.
Steam.
You think? I mean, they put it out on the consoles to get the sales, but yeah, it just seems like it's one of those things where if it worked, then you could have been like, "Hey, we knew." The fans didn't know what they even wanted, but we knew, and we made it. But then it comes out, and it doesn't seem to be. People don't seem to be liking the changes, and the fact that people can just come up and mess with you and be dicks to you in the game that you just want to enjoy. That's always been a single player. Sometimes multiplayer doesn't just make every game better,
Yeah.
And just everything I've heard about it, it's like it just
People-
sounds.
Crashing the game on purpose by everybody syncing up their nuking.
Yeah.
we'll all throw nukes and then the fucking game crashes.
Metacritic score, I didn't even know, is 55.
Server crashes.
Wow,
Dude, it was
went even
lower.
lower. It was
was-
like in the 60s when I
No,
saw it.
it was in the 30s. It went up actually. I remember seeing it at like 38.
That's surprising. But that,
So I'm surprised it even went up a bit.
I remember when they showed it at E3 they started talking about it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it
I
just
remember when I was
sounded
there,
terrible.
yo. I was there. I was sitting in the seats, and everyone started cheering, yo. Everyone's like, "What?"
I don't understand developers like this, right? Because Bethesda, they're one of the oldest developers
They ain't
still
broke.
around. Out there,
They
man.
know.
They got money. They've got history, and even now, up till 2018, they still make broken ass games. Right? And it can't be on accident anymore. It's just
Oh,
they just
It's not an
Real quick, I know I'm probably bringing the subject back up again, but I'm just quoting, with no motion controls and remastered graphics, Skyward Sword HD might feel like a new Zelda game on Switch. Oh my god.
We're done. See?
Did somebody not even think about what this game is? Like, I'm
They
really
don't know anything about the enemies you face or the final boss.
They know nothing about the game.
hell the first boss, the Stalfos. Like what? It teaches you how to play the game. Like I don't.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This is what I'm talking about. That is my problem with all these people making
thousands of subscribers. This person.
Go back to that. Go back to that era, man. I'm telling you, people hating on it. That game got 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, and they still hated on that shit.
Yeah,
man.
no, it was a super high rated game.
Well, what they could do though,
it had a bad goal because it was going against the other broken game. Since it's related to Bethesda now, it launched alongside Skyrim.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Skyrim was not good when it first launched. I don't know if anybody remembers.
It wasn't
the nightmares, but
I don't remember.
if you like hold the action, let's say you hold the A button, and it just gives you a slight, maybe it slows the enemy down or pauses for a second, and then you can choose the sword swipe with the left analog stick. That's the only way I can see them getting rid of the motion control.
that still sounds gross. Like just imagine. So there's a boss you fight where you have to swing the sword in a Z formation. How the fuck do you do that? Like short of like in real time, because you have to have a certain depth to the Z as well. So as you're stabbing in and then slicing in a Z formation in a certain type of way.
Isn't there puzzles too?
Puzzles. I was gonna say
the battles are puzzles.
No, an actual on-screen puzzle using motion.
Well,
you had full control of that sword. Full control. You could jab it forward slowly. You could twist it. You know, as if you twisted your wrist, the sword would twist. You can't do that with an analog stick. You're restricted.
Yeah, but that stuff didn't actually. I don't think that affected any. That was just kind of cool. You're running, you could hold the sword the way you wanted.
No, well, in the battles, it's different. So, they have the different piranha plants and stuff you have to fight or whatever, and they have different slots on their head for you to do whatever. But they're actual bosses where you have to stab in a certain way.
You do have to stab.
Yeah. So you have to be able to thrust and then pull the sword a certain way and then bring it back out. Like that's not anything you can emulate with. Like you literally have to make a button prompt for all that shit. Like I don't know what. Like you slow it down and say, press the button again. Press the button again.
Did they have to change the enemies or just make it? You hit A and it does what it needs. To do
just turn it into God of War.
Yeah. Doors where you got to line up the puzzle. You need 1-to-1 motion for that. Unless they completely, it's gonna be lame. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to lame up the game.
It's gonna have to do a lot of work. Yeah. Whether it turns out to be an enjoyable experience or not, that's a major revamp. Like they might as well just remake it from the ground up
or make a new game because
who didn't even want to put out like a bare bones N64 ROM on the Switch of Ocarina of Time for the 20th anniversary. So how you expecting them to do all this?
That's a good point. I didn't pay attention to that the first time, but it's one of the lowest selling 3D Zelda games. It probably is the lowest selling 3D.
I think it is.
So you're gonna do all that for a game that wasn't real. It was well received, commercial or not commercially, but from the critics. But commercially, it wasn't all that well received on a system that had over 100 million units out there. So I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. But you know what I'm excited for is the PS1 Mini and the N64 Mini going up against each other this holiday. You know, it's going to be a battle from the mid '90s, man. Oh wait,
yeah, but that will require Nintendo to do what you want them to do.
And Nintendo doesn't need to do it because they're already
need to do it.
They're making the money. That's the only reason the NES and Super NES existed.
They still selling NES classics, man. I don't care.
A lot of people making videos about, it's gonna be the mid '90s all over again. N64 classic versus PS1 classic is happening this holiday. No, it's not. And there's no retribution.
Why would they do that when they got Pokemon just come out, sold 3 million, and Smash
for a nice, sexy video title?
But the idea Smash, of that console war being revisited gives so many clicks.
I'd love to see the N64 beat the PlayStation 1 in sales.
Pants off the thing, but it's not going to happen. Not this holiday anyway.
No, if they had released it, it would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
why? Like Nintendo likes the money they currently get right now for free instead of spending more money to put something else out.
They only did those classics to make up the lost sales and profits from the Wii U. Now that they have the profits they need with the Switch and 3DS still doing okay, like they don't need that. They don't need to put time or money into that.
What a turnaround that would be, that everyone would now want the N64 classic more than the PS1.
That would be great. That's the only reason I'd want it to happen.
I remember when I was working in EB, man, I used to sell that N64 like a motherfucker, man. And people come in, no, I want a PlayStation 1. I'm like, no, you don't. All PlayStation 1 got is fighting games and driving games. What you really want is this.
That's what
I console. And the N64 games were obviously much more expensive than the PS1 games. I just it's worth it. Trust me, this one game alone.
That's a hard sell to the average person.
It's hard work, man. Hard work.
Going through all that stress.
So let's transition into Pokemon Let's Go opening weekend. 3 million according to reports. That's not even the Black Friday weekend.
And that was like the first 3 days.
That's the first 3 days. That just
on
proves,
one system, by the way.
Yeah, that proves that this was I knew it was gonna be a success. I was hoping, maybe people would say, you know what, we don't need 2 $60 games, but people bought it.
You felt wrong.
I played it. I played the demo at Best Buy.
There was a demo?
So bored.
Especially from somebody who's such an uber Pokemon fan as yourself.
I know. I thought I'll
Yeah,
try.
I don't know what you want. What was the demo? That's my curiosity.
You
What
just
was the demo?
you fight a trainer and then you walk around, and I didn't even try to capture a Pokemon.
Did you go in a forest or no?
It was it started I think it was in the woods, or it might have been in town. I don't remember.
Juice gives the game 5 minutes, okay? It doesn't happen in that first 5 minutes. Say like, bye-bye.
I'm just saying that it wasn't like a demo. Not that demos ever do much. I don't think demos ever do much to like sell you on a game. Odyssey, I played it within 30 seconds. I knew like, wow, this is special.
Well, then you just lied. You just said demos don't do much.
Most of the time they don't.
Oh, of course.
I didn't see anything visually impressive. Like it was a shitty TV. The demo station's not the best. But I'm just like, man, this just looks so lackluster.
It's a pretty damn good looking game.
I don't understand how you were debating it in the first place, because of most of the stuff you would have seen, you would have been able to tell if you liked it or not. It's just based off
I
of
thought
any
I was
trailer.
gonna give it a chance.
Man, don't you know Juice by now?
Yeah, just
I was gonna try.
surprisingly inconsistent about shit.
Everybody's like, hey, this is a good Pokemon game for a first timer. So I was like, all right, maybe.
I mean, it is. I as much as I don't care about the game, I still would agree with that. It is a good game for a first timer. It's just that you don't like Pokemon to begin with.
I don't think it's that.
It's like I don't know if it's gonna do anything for a guy who doesn't like Pokemon.
I've never played Pokemon. So I
I
can't.
said that too. I was like, I don't think that's gonna be your game, bro.
You'll see me playing it. And isn't that the weirdest thing that Nintendo fan could not really be into Pokemon?
Well, because some people don't even consider Pokemon
I don't consider it Nintendo.
Yeah, but I'll say some people don't consider Pokemon a Nintendo IP.
It is Nintendo, yo. Come on.
It's like 100% owned. It's just by Game Freak. But
It's fucking
Pokemon.
Nintendo. Come on, people.
Hey, look, I didn't say I don't. I'm just saying I know.
Yeah,
some
but
people- I
that's
know
like
people-
it's just dumb. It's like
I
didn't-
know people.
it's like
who
saying
don't
like
consider it.
Spider-Man's not a part of Marvel, but he's only in a few movies.
I mean, some people don't like Animal Crossing, so I guess I don't know.
I mean, that's
No, when I
just,
look at this year,
It's about the timing. If it didn't catch you when you were young, I wasn't young enough at the time, so I still played it, but I didn't like get caught up in it. Like I saw the kids around me getting caught up in it, like Fortnite.
yeah, but I was like, say that for me, that was my childhood. So
I was done when Yellow linked to Blue, and I was like, okay, yeah, okay, this works. I like this. I see why people, get stuck into this, and then you're trading and you're talking to other people about what you found.
Mhm.
So I get the appeal.
it makes a lot of sense then. Nowadays,
there's no
there's no real reason to have dual versions, but because they still sell, there's no reason not to do it.
yes, and that's a legacy thing too. So I think I think even if they were literally the same game, they would probably just market them that way just for SNGs, just cause.
And to be fair, they're already like 90% the same game.
Yeah, essentially, they just have different whoever's available in the beginning.
Yeah,
I saw the.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I saw a tweet the other day where someone said if Rockstar made a Pokemon game.
I saw that too. That was
and then it was a picture of Breath of the Wild with Ash inside there, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Rockstar.
I had the exact same.
Let me just understand the context.
These people are reckless.
So
I'm trying to figure out how that.
Let's find the tweet.
Yeah, so if Rockstar made a Pokemon game and the picture you use is a
It's
modded Breath of the Wild with Ash in it,
Yeah.
that is so dumb on so many levels because if you got Ash modded into GTA, if you're gonna play that game,
I think they thought Rockstar made Breath of the Wild. That's my guess. Because
that makes sense.
when I saw the picture, I was like, "What if Nintendo made Pokemon?" Then I would have been like, "All right, like that's I'm with you." What if Nintendo?
If the Zelda team made Pokemon?
Yeah,
It's more like the Zelda and the Monolith team.
Yeah, Monolith.
I don't know how Rockstar would be able to do that because you can't climb every surface.
Wouldn't it make more sense to use the same for Red Dead Redemption and putting a picture of Ash in that?
Yeah, if they would have had a real
that would make more
world,
sense.
that would have made some sense.
The problem is Pokemon has never been embedded in realism, so it's like
It
you
looks
got
super
this
weird.
cartoony animals and fucking in the woods. It's like, yeah, that doesn't look right. But see, that's all about art style. People don't give a fuck about that.
If Rockstar made Pokemon, it would be
GTA.
Space Station Silicon Valley on N64. Bitches. Boom.
Oh, shit.
They already did it, bitch.
God damn.
Where the hell is that tweet now?
I've never, but I don't know. I mean, as far as Pokemon sales are concerned, and I don't know if you want to get into some of the Black Friday sales because we have gotten some more numbers, Juice.
Go ahead.
Like UK, for example, the sales of like what was it, Odyssey, Zelda, and Mario Kart 8 all went up. Like I think they said Zelda's was about 111%. Odyssey was no Super Mario Party
Over what? Sales
like their sales
last year or this?
No, I'm talking about no. I guess it's their. I guess compared to their current sales, I guess I'm not sure. Because the way it's phrased is that it went up 111%.
Well, that ain't shit. That's only 11% higher than what it normally was selling at. If you want to,
no, it's double.
So let's say it's let's just say 10,000.
Right.
So now it's 1,110. Or 11,100.
1,110.
11,100.
No.
Yeah.
It'd be 21,000 instead of 10,000.
No, that would be 200.
I said 111%. That
would be 200% if it doubled. 100% is just that what it sold. It sold 100% of what it sold.
That's doubling. That's
111.
That's a double though. It's doubling.
And depends on.
So if I sold 10,000 and then
if you make 100% profit, you doubled your initial investment.
Yeah.
If they're saying it sold
111%,
what if it just sold 100%?
Then it's double. So if it sold 10,000, now it sells 20,000.
200% doubled.
No, not in the because it said it rose by 111%.
I don't even know percentage, yo. I don't
It means it doubled plus.
That means it doubled.
It doubled.
That's what. Okay, I'll take your guys' word on it.
Mario Kart.
Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Party both increased by 110%, and then Mario Kart 8 was up 98%.
That's weird language anyway to use a percentage.
That doesn't make sense in normal.
They
math.
usually do it when they're trying to hide the numbers.
Yeah.
Make it look better.
And then they said, Super Mario Odyssey surpasses 500,000 copies sold in the UK. And it's the second game to do so next to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Wow. So I guess and they've been consistently in the charts, but the problem is this is just UK. So I don't know how much. I was trying to look at the source. The source doesn't give you numbers. It just gives you a bunch of percentages. So I guess that's the reason why Nintendo Everything gave me a bunch of percentages. And apparently the fucking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Switch bundle sold out. Like
that's pretty good.
It sold out, and then apparently in Japan they were just out of Switches in general. It wasn't even just like
guilty.
Yeah,
guilty.
like Apparently there were just like no Switches in Japan.
Do you know when I said there'd be a Mario Kart 9? There's definitely going to be one. I might be wrong.
Well, at this point, I don't think that was even a question.
I just don't get why they would do a Mario Kart 9 at this point.
Well,
just add new tracks to 8 Deluxe, honestly.
I think some people, because people want a 9 though.
Yeah, but it's weird. It feels weird having 2 on 1 console. It's weird.
It's not, what do you mean weird?
It's gonna make me feel like, what the fuck?
To be fair, actually, has that happened before?
I don't think it's ever happened.
Not.
Except for GBA, I think.
No, that only had Super Circuit. It's one
Super Circuit?
It's one per goddamn console.
So they've well, I guess because this is the first Mario Kart re-release. Right?
Exactly, that's the weird thing.
Yeah, because you had Mario Kart DS, and then on 3DS it was Mario Kart 7.
I think they probably would have put out 9 if 8 hadn't sold as well as it has. But 8 has sold so fucking well. There's kind of no need.
There's really no need.
Yeah, there's no need for it. But apparently, when they were talking about the best-selling console bundles, it was like the God of War bundle for PlayStation
was number 1.
I don't know if it was number 1, but they were just because they still don't know the specific numbers. They just know that God of War bundle sold really well, and the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle sold really well.
Okay.
Apparently, they're putting that out in Europe, which I was surprised it wasn't already in Europe. Apparently, that was a US only thing. And which is weird because when I went out at Best Buy, there was still a pretty good amount of Switches and like bundles for PlayStation 4.
Why didn't you buy it?
What, the bundles?
Yeah, give them to charity.
No, that's $300 and $400 respectively. I ain't got time for that shit. If you have the money to donate, Robert, that's on you. I am a poor American. We ain't about that life. I have other.
You ain't got 5 kids to feed.
Hey, listen. I can't do nothing.
Come on, Benny.
What you want me to do?
You gotta do your part, yo. You gotta buy a Switch every Black Friday.
Oh god!
You gotta buy a Switch every Black Friday so you could.
And then of course
they supported
Nintendo. Let's Go
a new TV every year.
They also mentioned here we go. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was also one of the top products. The top 5 things they mentioned is laptops. LOL surprise, which I guess is
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I kept seeing it, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I guess
how's that number 2? I've never even heard of it. Like the hell?
Then something called Fingerlings.
What the fuck is that too? What the hell the Fingerlings?
And then it was Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and then God of War. So God of War is still selling. So
it was only $20.
Yeah, it was only $20.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Really?
So are they making any money off that?
I mean, they're probably still making money.
I don't think Sony's making money off the $20, but
what's $20?
They're still making.
God of War was $20 for that whole week of Black Friday.
That seems
so, of course it should sell. I mean, it's definitely worth. I think it's worth $40 purchase. $20.
No wonder who was selling it for $20?
Everybody.
Everybody was.
Target, Walmart,
Sony didn't make any money. They already sold their games.
And the last, I guess,
their games aren't evergreen like Nintendo, so they sell out the first couple of days and then they fall off the fucking cliff.
If it would have sold as well if it was 60. If it would have still been
I mean, it got the price drop to 40 like a month ago.
Yeah.
And probably picked up.
Sony's already sold it to the retailers. You say, like, yeah, here's your shipments.
Yep.
It's up to you what you want to sell it for.
Maybe get rid of excess stock. I don't know.
And the only other thing it's not really numbers, but it is a thing to be mentioned. Apparently, Super Mario Party is now the 3rd fastest selling Mario Party game in the United States, which is
makes sense.
Which apparently the only thing that's above it is the original Mario Party and Mario Party 8.
Which was the GameCube, wasn't it? 8?
That was Wii, wasn't it?
No, Wii was no, because Wii U was 10, so it would be 8. It was the first Wii one.
Wii.
Yeah.
Wii was it? Okay.
So because we got 8 and 9, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, and then 10 was on the Wii U, which we don't talk about, right?
Yes, we talk about that.
Ironically enough, I would still say 10 is probably the best of the modern style Mario Party games.
Oh, I fucking hated that. I played it with my kids, and even my kids were like, "Daddy, this is trash. What's wrong with you?"
I just like to watch Bowser trolling everybody. That's the only reason I like that.
The Wii U one you're talking?
So one-sided. So one-sided.
Really shitty.
I mean, what a dumb choice. Everybody just wanted to play the board game like that they like, and they just we're gonna make you all in one car. Like,
Why would they ever do that?
And for some reason, that started with the Wii games, right?
The fucking Clueless one.
I think it started with.
Yeah.
I thought it started with 9. Did it start with 9? I thought it
9,
did.
I think 30.
So it would have been the Wii game. It would have been because 8 was the train, I think. No, not the train. The was still classic, but it was like more linear boards, and then 9 was just the full on. Oh, everyone's in the same box. So
why would they think people wanted to play the same 5 mini games online for half a day or whatever, however long it's on a timetable?
Have you not seen the sales for Splatoon
These
2?
are the people that tried to sell us Wii Sports Resort. Okay.
Also, side note, have you not seen
Wii Sports
Splatoon 2?
Resort.
Splatoon 2 sales
Not Resort. Wii Sports Club.
Yeah,
Sports
clip
Club.
on the Wii U. Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
what a damn shame that was.
Travis.
We'll sell it to you. We're not ready for DLC yet.
Anyway, Terrell,
I would say Splatoon has the same kind of model, and we see how well that game sells.
yeah, that's not the whole online mode based around. I mean, it is kind of, but there's a lot more to do than just these 5 mini games for however long.
Also, to be fair, at the end of the day, Mario Party has always been kind of a cowboy.
Yeah, but when you're like, let's say you wanted to have an hour-long game session, you just play the same
Listen,
5 mini games
listen,
over and over and
Don't
over.
misunderstand. I completely agree. It's fucking stupid. And
I will say
agree.
this though: when you play Mario Party with friends, they never really want to play those. It's like 2 or 3 modes that they're good at, and those are the only ones they want to play over and over again. I have experienced that.
Just have every mini game available at random that just you play and like it just.
I just wanted to be said. I
So
agree
much
with
more
that thought
sense.
process, but for whatever reason, it kind of doesn't matter. Nintendo's unfortunately
That's not an excuse for them to do it. I'm just saying I noticed that happens.
Unfortunately for the consumer, Nintendo's in a position now where they can kind of get away with a lot.
I don't even know why they didn't think the board game would be fun with friends online. Like it just makes no sense.
Yeah,
I think I don't know what the. I also don't understand.
And there's
what
no
the-
technical
voice chat?
anything behind that.
I also don't understand what they're doing with that with Super Mario Party, considering how well it's selling. Because you keep getting like, what was it this weekend? We got that video of we have more characters announced for Mario Tennis Aces, and how Furcall was like, we're gonna make the titles we're bringing out evergreen. Like Kirby's still getting updates. Why have we heard nothing from Mario Party? Like
Why-
at all?
Why didn't Mario Odyssey get some new fucking?
Mario Odyssey got new.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey got new
It
costumes.
got new stuff new characters, but why doesn't it get new places to go? Like
I don't know about
It will.
that.
I think it will next year.
I think eventually it will.
I think I'm more confused about Mario Party because Mario Party, that was one of its biggest complaints, where it was like, oh, it's we're back to basics and it's in the core gameplay is great, but there's not enough stuff. Like that was the
There's
core
only 4
issue.
boards, so it's like just add more boards.
And you had to unlock one of them, and it was like, oh, well, this is the core is good, kind of like Mario Tennis Aces. The core of it is good. There's just not a lot of content around it. But at least Mario Tennis Aces, you're adding new shit.
adding characters doesn't. I mean,
That's still new stuff, considering they
it's
have
new stuff, and this means I'll have to do more balancing. It really was the single player that was just like, oh my god, this is such a letdown for me. It was like that was the first blow, and then just the people exploiting all the bullshit, cheap tactics, and overpowered characters online for that first couple weeks. I was just like, you know what, this is not even worth it. Trying.
Isn't that why they built the rebound for people that over abuse the power shot?
Well, that and
It wasn't just the power shot. It's
they just
whatever
had certain
character-
characters. Certain
Yeah,
characters they just had
Some
to-
characters you could.
Like
you
I
could just,
said,
mean,
I think it was like
change them, you know?
I think it was like the week after Juice returned that I had mentioned. Oh yeah, they came out with a bounce patch,
yeah.
and you're sitting there going for a tennis game, and like yeah, like and a bounce patch.
It needed it. It needed it before it fucking launched.
It did need it.
Man.
Japan
Yeah.
is like, this is broken. Let's play.
Bowser Jr.
Like even today, they're like, here's the new Shy Guy and Petey Piranha trailers, and you're like, oh right, this game still gets new shit in it because some people are like, man, this is a good game, but you know, kind of good.
I thought. Remember, they said they weren't going to do any more updates to Splatoon 2. They were done supporting it. They're dropping.
No, I thought they said that.
They
for a
changed.
year.
They said they came out and admitted that they were going to keep supporting it throughout.
When
what
they
was
hit
the date,
E3,
June? Yeah, I think it was
E3 is when they told us. So we're
They-
still,
they-
we're still good for a while.
They had that shitty announcement at E3 that didn't tell us anything, and now they're just like out of nowhere. Hey, here's this 5-minute video.
Wasn't there a direct showing like version 4.0 or whatever? And I never heard. Did
Yeah,
that
that
come
was
out?
the.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been out.
yeah. Version 4.3 is out now. Well, it will be out.
Yeah, 4.3 is the one there.
Because I got that real weird trailer that didn't tell you anything. It's like,
Didn't tell
Oh
you
yeah,
anything.
Yeah, they've added
Nothing.
they've added new specials, like the weird. It's like a hammer special now, where you can run around with like a giant. I guess it's like a hammer stamp or whatever. Like they've already added a Splatoon. I will give them credit. It's been consistently updated, and they're still adding shit to it,
yeah.
and it's still selling. Splatoon 2 still sells.
Selling a lot,
I don't know. I don't know if we should expect Nintendo to update, to continuously update every single game that they release. I tell you what, I'm stunned that they have done updates for even a game like Kirby. I'm actually really shocked.
Yeah,
me too. I'm
Updated
pretty
the
shocked.
game like
Kirby's
Kirby.
probably one of the weirder ones because you're like, why that game?
well, they kind of had to. They didn't have a lot of
You
games.
say that, but Mario Party
Sure.
is sitting over here like,
Well, that's only been out about a month and a half or something. Like,
yeah, but
Breath of
they
the Wild
announced-
got a lot of content. I didn't think they
No,
were
but
going to do that.
they updated. They were telling us about updates for Kirby before the game was out.
Yeah, it's true.
It was like the net and all that was the character. Now we're up to the point now where the one that comes out next month adds a new fucking mode and adds the villains from the other games as playable characters and shit. Like it's not like Mario Tennis where it's just a character. It's like characters and modes we're getting.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that
that's
shit's free.
on one note, that's cool for people that bought Kirby or adding something to go back to it. On another note, some of the stuff, there's a balance. Like, what percentage or what game would be better off if it had some of the stuff at launch? Was it smart to delay the rollout? Because we talked about this when Splatoon 1 came out. Like, are they going to do this for every game? And some people, all the Wii U haters were like, the next Zelda game, you're going to have the first 3 dungeons. You're going to have to wait for 4th, 5th, blah, blah, blah. I was never worried to that extent. But, for some games, it's a good strategy. Other games, I don't think it works for every type of game.
Yeah, it hurt arms a lot.
I don't mind Super Mario Odyssey getting a couple costumes here because there's people still buying the game, and that's not like it's nothing major where it's like, oh my god, I got to turn that on. I wish that was there at launch. I wish I could have played through the game with that. Nothing like that. But then for other games, like I got rid of Mario Tennis because just wasn't feeling it. But if they had some
Okay,
more
Schultz.
stuff when it launched, a little more full fledged, then who knows? So it's just I wonder how they decide.
I think it depends on the IP. Like Mario and Zelda, those are evergreen titles. So it's
Mario
like,
Kart.
yeah, like you can kind of put those out in a way because everyone's gonna buy those games anyway.
Smash.
Kirby, this was the first like normal Kirby game on console since what? Return to Dreamland on the Wii.
Yeah.
Came out in 2010 because the 3DS games, like I said, the home console anyway. But I feel like that one shouldn't have had that issue. ARMS, I think, also suffered for it because although I love the game, a lot of people would have fucked with it more if it had more characters.
It probably would have been better off to have the characters all there.
Yeah,
Right.
like certain games, it doesn't really work. Evergreen titles, fine. You can get, like for example, Mario Tennis, you can kind of get away with it because that game sold 2 million.
Do
within
you
its first
think?
month.
Do you think the ARMS developers had to close that door because they needed all their help to support Splatoon? You think they just had to look?
Well,
Okay,
no, because
we're
the
done.
ARMS team is the Mario Kart 8
I think
team,
that
right?
they're just working on Mario Kart 9, and they saw that ARMS was sold well, but I don't think the online base is very robust at any given day.
Even though it has
I enjoyed the ARMS character reveals more than the Splatoon 2 updates.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, that's because the characters, because ARMS has a really good design.
Yeah,
Like
and I like that though. It doesn't need loads of characters; it just needs good ones. And I feel like
So when
For
we
the most
playing
part.
ARMS, I guess that's the question.
I don't have the online.
I just took it out of my system today. It had been the cartridge in my Switch since me and Troy
Really?
played like 2 months ago.
Jesus.
God.
Wow.
But I only played.
The
It's
last time
so
I think the
good.
last time
Sony
we were testing the
fanboy.
online, wasn't it?
No, I've
play
been
it
playing
when,
the digital games. I haven't been.
When Nintendo gets a better online service.
No, I'm not saying it was the last time you played ARMS.
Mr. T, I think you see it, man. The cloud.
Yeah, when we tested the voice chat, and that's how I've been playing. Just like my downloaded titles on the Switch, like Hollow Knight and now Celeste and Starlink. And Rocket League, all digital, so I haven't had to change the cartridge.
Juice, you killing me, man. I bought that game twice because of you.
What?
Okay.
Because it's like $9 on Steam. So I was stupid if I didn't buy it. And it's like $14 on the Switch. So now I have 2 copies of that fucking game. I haven't started either one of them yet. No, Hollow Knight.
Oh, Hollow Knight.
That's the best game I played this year, bar none. I mean,
Oh, side note, Juice.
I got to play that then for Game of the Year purposes.
Side note, Juice. First impressions of Starlink.
all right, let me first tell Shadow Fox that for the Game of the Year podcast, the first category is going to be best game released in 2018 that wasn't a 2018 game. So that would be Hollow Knight would be in that category.
Okay. What about Xenoblade?
Yeah, about to say.
Let's just go back and give
Torna will
Xenoblade
be-
Chronicles
Right,
a
what
sub
a
nomination.
Best 2018. That
Best game Best game that came on Switch in 2018, but was
Oh, it has to be Switch.
Well, what other game got an old port?
Kingdom
System
Hearts: The Story So Far.
Hey man, shut the fuck up.
What's that other game? What's that other Metroidvania game? I can't think
Maybe
of
I'll
it.
just
Axiom
call it-
Verge.
Maybe I'll just call it best old port released in 2018.
Yeah, that'd probably be fair.
Yeah.
So Hollow Knight would be in that category. Then there's going to be.
Can you say Kingdom Hearts: The Story So Far, even though it's like a compilation?
How far are you
It's
in?
not
that,
a new
by the
game.
way?
That would be in that
Like
category.
probably halfway, I would think.
Well, I had Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the
Just how
other
you talking though, that should go in the generic column. That should be like Game of the Year, period. Like it should
Yeah.
be in the
Game
if it's
of
the
the
best
Game
game on
Awards
PlayStation.
can bend
That's
rules.
because
but-
Juice is biased. That game will probably end up being game.
we're not doing the Game Awards style rules.
But,
we just like, well, we don't like
yeah,
this game, so let's create a rule around not nominating it.
Won't be a Nintendo game, that's for sure.
The other, the main category will include any ground up remakes and new games that were completely new in 2018, and
I guess
major DLC expansions if they were sold as a game by itself.
That sounds like Torna.
I was going to be torn anyway.
If you want to give a 15-hour game of the year, go right ahead. No, so yeah, that's how it's.
I mean,
going.
that is what it is. It is a 15-hour game.
But still, let's go.
It's still.
Oh, side note, real
Still
quick.
more content than Street Fighter 5.
Real quick, just going to do this. Why the fuck is that damn Twitter post about X still getting comments? I keep getting notifications.
Dude,
on
I
that
was-
shit.
I just
I
got
love it.
one, and I never talked about my biggest tweet ever. Had the most. It had almost 100 retweets. It had 200-300 likes and a dozen plus comments. Was my shout out to Gravity Rush 2, and talked about how it was one of the best looking games. And I think I shared 4 screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest post I've ever made. A game that no one bought, that Sony shut down the online less than a year afterwards, and that's been my biggest tweet.
So you got clicks without clout chasing?
Oh,
How does that work?
Hey, man, listen, that's hard.
you didn't try to add somebody with over 100 million
Dude,
viewers.
that's
You didn't do
people's
that?
opinion. We can't do that shit all the time.
I was just shocked that many people cared about a game I didn't think anybody cared about.
Even now, and ironically enough, the one I keep hearing about is the fucking Xenoblade X one. Yeah, man, I love Xenoblade X. Fuck
Yep.
the other Xenoblade games. Xenoblade X has the best everything. I'm like, listen, guys.
I got that comment on my video. They're like, you should
We
post
got y'all.
Xenoblade X all the time. Like, what the?
X game winning. X game.
I bet if I had
Dude.
searched
I swear to God.
Gravity Rush 2, I would find that post to be.
Would it like throw water on you, sir?
Did it get nominated for Game of the Year last year? At
What?
all? The Gravity Rush 2.
No.
No, hell no.
So here's the final tally. I put on November 9th, Gravity Rush 2 deserves so much more attention. One of the best art styles ever in a game. 284 likes, 92 retweets. Dude,
My bad.
Cheese over there eating chips, son.
Getting that cheddar cheese, son.
Hey, man, I gotta
Jesus.
get the bag, son.
This shit ain't that loud, is it? God
Oh,
Yeah,
very loud.
Dude, you said that the other night when I could hear every word of that documentary. Like you're like, it's not that
It ain't
loud.
my fault. I got the best headset in the whole
What?
y'all on them aquatic underwater sounding ass headset.
It picks up your noises around you better than it picks up your mouth. I mean, that's,
That's not what I hear when I hear the playback. I have the best audio in
dude,
this
I
bitch.
couldn't even hear myself think. It's
You
just
don't think very often, so.
Damn,
You gotta get
Oh my
mad,
God.
dude.
Jesus.
I don't know what's different when you do the
See, over
podcast.
that sounded
it's
kind of
good.
presidential.
All this because of cheddar cheese. You know.
Yeah.
I want the cheese, man.
Remind me of when Twilight was doing dishes or something.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad now. Come on. That was bad.
That man was trying to get some money. Leave that man alone.
Man trying to wash the dishes. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Gotta clean up.
Y'all wasn't talking about shit no way, so
It was either dishes or his controller was buttons were clacking. The
Yeah,
whole
he'd be clacking over
Smash
there.
Brothers, wasn't he?
yeah, dude was always distracted. But anyway,
Damn, yo.
He was saying you
Bro,
guys weren't very entertaining or engaging.
Whoa.
it was after the first time I talked to him. He's playing Monster Hunter, and first conversation I ever had with him wasn't even half paying attention. Like, man, what's up with this guy? But that's just who he was. He was that
He in
way
the
day
game.
one. He was that
He's
gay.
not dead. I want that to be stated.
He's a millennial, so that's
Yeah, that's true.
I like how that's the justification. Oh, yeah, he's young.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Me and Robin are like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. I'm
Those
a
guys are
big-
easily distracted.
Can't wait to play him in Smash though, and have him whoop my ass with his. I think it was Yoshi.
Yeah,
his-
well,
Zoshi, that's his guy.
I'm still looking. Oh, I know y'all know about the league, right?
we don't talk about
Someone,
it.
they've
I saw a
essentially-
title on a video.
The
I
whole
kept
game
moving.
has been leaked. The
I
whole game.
saw people
I
tweet.
don't want to know
Ninjas.
nothing.
I was wondering if y'all talked about that already.
No,
The Nintendo Ninjas got some people.
the whole game got. I think the ROM
Yeah,
got.
the
leaked.
game got leaked, but there wasn't any new like characters or anything.
No, but
But what it is that literally
They-
think about it.
they
That's
leaked the
crazy
World
that,
Light
that
cutscenes.
motherfuckers are actually like sharing the game online. Like it's like, damn, yo, that sucks.
They're already-
I feel bad
people-
for.
People are modding the game already.
Nintendo shouldn't go after these people just because they're stealing their games.
Yeah, you know, because there's no other way to get it, right, T?
Yeah,
Like we
there's
have
no
to
other way to get
archive
these
this.
As a retro gamer, I can't find any way to buy these games. I don't
This
understand.
dude was like, I can't buy these games. I can't. I named every fucking platform that you can play these games on. And I'm like,
Well, at least
name the game you can't play.
Next week, yo. It's next week. I'm
It's
so
not
ready.
convenient.
Oh yeah, it is next Friday, isn't it?
It's next week, and I
Week
can't
from
wait.
Friday.
It's not convenient to go buy a
going
Wii
to
U, which is
murder
backwards
you guys
compatible with Wii,
with Rob.
which can play everything on Virtual Console. Like I don't.
You're gonna murder me for about 9 days, and it's bye bye.
Yeah, okay. What?
Is it 9 days or a week?
Whatever it is.
It's
I
a
don't
week.
know.
It's only 7
I
days.
just threw that out there. It sounded funnier than a week.
You won't murder me at all, Robert. You already
I
used my
totally
shit.
will.
We're gonna
So-
play that mode where you can only pick the one character once, and then
Oh, you know what?
Are you
That's
talking
fine.
about
'Cause I could, dude. Remember, that was one of the greatest moments when we played as Donkey Kong. I said, dude, you're totally gonna beat me. I'm gonna be trash. And I murdered you with as Donkey
Wii
Kong,
Fit.
and you were Bane. Oh no, we fit. Yeah. And you were Wii Fit. I just murdered you with Donkey
it
Kong.
was
You're like,
close.
you were like, what the
But you
fuck?
beat me.
That's because it sucks to fucking camp, and no one fucking likes campers, right?
Yeah, I gotta play you
I
guys.
do not camp.
I'm
I
talking
will-
about I'm talking about Juice.
Oh.
Juice
How do you
was
camp
off
in Smash?
Because
Well, when
he
you play
uses the
What the fuck
player.
is that shit?
Use that fucking soccer ball and fucking jump off the stage. Huh?
Did you let everybody else whoop each other's ass? And wait?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
That's
just
actually-
kind
In the
of.
corner.
That really
Robert-
never was my strategy, but I've seen people do it.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll see what
I
happens.
like to get in, just be in.
You
the
like
mix.
to get real intimate.
I like to actually have fun playing the game.
I like to run in when two other people are fighting and do my counter. Just spam it and then
Wait.
get both.
I like
people.
to get up inside.
Oh, wait, I'm not- we've been
Oh my
doing
God.
this together.
All right, where's this
Just say
going? Where's
you
this
want to join the
going?
fray. Please don't say it that way.
I don't want you getting up inside me and you can't get out.
Oh man, visual.
Oh,
I need mental bleach.
it's called-
Pronto.
Somebody call police. I need an adult.
You playing Smash Bros. You talking about Dwight Howard flashbacks. What are you doing? It's all bad.
I hear this game was hardcore, but goddamn.
Oh, man.
Wrong kind of.
It's not hardcore. It's casual. I like playing all items, everything, stage hazards. That's what I like. Damn it.
That is not fun.
Some people. I mean, everybody has their taste, but the one thing I don't like is when someone tells me that I'm not enjoying Smash because I don't have items on. Like it's like playing Mario Kart without items. It's like
I don't understand
Yeah.
that, man.
To be
If you're
fair-
fucking having fun, who gives a
To be
shit? Right?
fair, fucking Juice, you were on that grab gate early on in Smash. People were like, "Are you joking with this shit?"
Grab gate.
he couldn't stand.
Oh yeah,
I just had
Yeah,
people that would
hilarious.
grab
against
constantly.
grabs.
Yeah.
But you saying that about arms though, right? Was it?
No,
was
no,
it
no.
I
arms
didn't
or
have,
something?
arms people were worried about it, but it wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah, you can
he
count. You
was-
can counter
he
grab
was very
her.
worried that he
because
kept
you-
saying that like you can't grab more than 2 times in the game.
Yeah, like
Yeah, rules and shit.
Yeah, like
He had rules
got-
about
That
grabs.
was my
he got
turn.
real
For
picky
Smash?
about-
It was
Yeah,
my
for
turn.
Smash.
I could do what I wanted. It was only like 7, 8 of us,
Sound
but
like a 14-year-old
You know,
teenage
that was
girl.
so
The tax
good.
beat grabs.
It was one of the first times I heard anyone even say anything
My
about
party,
that.
and I can cry.
and I never thought about it until I played OJ and Twilight. I'm like, dude, all you guys do is grab. You don't do anything else. You just grab, throw, and I'm landing. You grab. Like,
We're here to win. What you trying to do?
Yeah,
Huh?
like,
it.
what's the fun of that? It's like that'd be like I mean, it's an effective tactic, but that's like watching Krista from Nintendo Minute play Smash, and she just does smash attacks constantly. She doesn't do
Yeah.
any other attacks, just smash attacks. And then when the animation's over, she does another smash attack, and it's like that's not effective. But it's to me, it's just as bad. But
I remember.
I
The only
mean-
reason I remember that so vaguely is because Robert
vaguely?
got it.
Vividly, you mean?
Because Robert grabs a lot.
I played people that just chase
but
the
I
smash
grab
ball
and
the
I-
entire
and I-
time.
Oh no, Robert!
Destroy.
I don't have a problem with it because
I
you can
grab
get
and
out of a grab.
destroy.
It's not hard to get out of a grab. It's just more of just wasn't good at the game.
I don't know,
so it's
man.
like,
you haven't
Rob-
managed to
Rob
get
the
out of my
Rubich.
bruh, don't act
hands.
like we don't trade.
You've been
for-
in my hands for so many times.
Oh boy, you
First
need
off,
a minute
Robert,
or something. Or?
Robert, listen, our score between each other is like a 60-40 thing. No, like I was fucking.
Yeah, but
losing.
I was 60 and you were 40.
Oh no, I know that. That's what I'm saying. though.
Terrell and I
But
were.
this time
were
it's gonna be
closer to-
100 and 0.
Man,
I
get
think-
the
Oh, was
fuck
that the score in NBA Playgrounds when we played?
What were you saying?
I said I think yours and you and I is probably 55-45. Like, I think that
Yeah, it depended on what character you were using.
if you were
Wii Fit was probably the worst
in
one.
the
I had.
early days, you were way up, and I think I worked myself back with getting good with some characters.
I have to get a new controller though. I need like
I'll
a
still
pro
say-
controller.
Well, let me ask a question, just because I always said Wii Fit was your best character. I don't know if you agree with that though.
If I was playing somebody who wasn't used to me playing as Wii Fit, I definitely
I'm
could do really well. But
I
you guys,
just
once you guys
can't.
figured it out,
I tried playing with her. I couldn't really. I
Wii Fit
couldn't
is
find
probably
any
one of the-
use.
Wii Fit's really janky. I will say, just so you know, because I think you also like playing with Zelda, right?
yeah, Zelda's good.
Zelda has gotten a lot of buffs, so
Oh yeah. I
I'm
definitely.
not
played with
talking
her.
like Bayonetta buff with combos. I'm talking about like she just hits
You
harder.
talking nerfs or
Yes.
buffs?
No,
Which-
she hits, like no, I'm saying Zelda hits harder. is what I'm
That's
saying.
Zelda
awesome.
always did though. It just her hitbox was just so tiny. Like if you wanted to hit somebody with that jump kick, like it had
You
to
say
literally
that.
be.
You say that, but fucking just get me with that back air and it'd be the worst fucking thing.
Yeah.
That nasty fucking kick, and it's like I couldn't do anything. Well, I'm playing as Ike, so I'm already bad air game wise. So all you had to do was catch me in the air. And
I
it's like,
loved when I got good with her teleport and I could land it where I wanted.
that shit was
Yep.
terrible.
When you learn how to move it and direct it around, yeah,
Mhm.
buddy.
Oh, by the way, that spikes now, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great. It's
The
gonna be
later days, though, I
fantastic.
started using Peach a lot more and Palutena,
Yeah, you did.
and I wish I could be better with Bayonetta, but I just suck with her, so it's hard.
It's hard not owning yourself with Bayonetta. That's the hard part about her because she's too fast.
But then Cloud and Corn were just like instant wins. If I wanted to win, I'd pick Cloud or Corn, and it was good chance.
I don't remember you using. I know you use corn a lot. I don't
Cloud,
remember
I
you
use
using
Cloud more than Corn. Cloud was
Really,
my
I don't
go-to.
remember using Cloud.
I remember.
at all.
Yeah, I remember you.
I'd
using-
destroy with Cloud. He was so, like easy mode.
No,
He really is.
He's
Cloud is
very
easy, bro.
strong.
Yeah, but you still would not always win against the one and only
We
Raw.
can play right now. I got my gamepad right. Like
Don't do this.
Oh, I smell a tournament.
Don't do this.
after we end this podcast, we're playing Smash.
Don't do this.
Hey, the gamepad is charged. We
Listen, don't. You gonna make me break out a console? I don't want to do that right now. All right.
You just got to plug it in. You just play off the gamepad. No
Technically,
lag.
right
I
in
don't
front
wanna
of me,
play on the
I
game,
will
man. That's the
murder
No
you.
problem.
input lag.
If I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it on the goddamn monitor. I want to play that shit on the gamepad. Also, because I dropped something on my gamepad, there's a dent in it right now.
Looking at no 480p screen.
Exactly, it's 2018.
It is literally the most, the best way to play if you're worried about latency. Like it's like I literally would hold my gamepad up in front of me and have my TV both in view at the same time, and I would jump and I would see my character on the gamepad would jump first. Like
that was the problem because Nintendo came up about the damn gamepad.
Now that's the funniest thing to me. Dudes be talking about graphics and 4K and all this kind of stuff on YouTube, and then them the same motherfuckers talking about, man, I'm about to go to this Smash tournament, and they toting down monitors, CRT monitors, to go play in 480i, like straight up.
Oh yeah, because that's what Melee players did, if I remember correctly.
Because that was the best way to. I mean,
yeah, to take advantage of the display lag.
Unfortunately, with all these new TVs, they add processing power, which adds delay. I mean, we're talking worst case scenario 40 milliseconds, which is like 2 frames.
I was thinking average 20, but yeah.
The Samsung and stuff are in the 19s, 20s.
So just like compensate for it, get good. Like I don't know.
Well, no, people. That's why people are used to like no latency. So when they go into that, they're like, "Yeah, I can't
know how that
unplayable."
As fast as that game can be, sometimes I don't understand why that would be an issue. To be honest with you, because that actually gives you a little bit of time to adjust. To be honest,
I guess because other people are used to playing fast. I guess it depends on what the majority is doing.
So here's the question.
Go ahead.
How long do we want to wait before we go online with Smash? Because you only start with what, 8 characters. Do we want to just?
We're starting right as we start.
No, none of our mains will
midnight launch. I'm coming in. I'm destroying as guys.
Like no, because
Mario.
We'll stream with 8 characters online. That'd be horrible.
Well, you're gonna unlock a character probably every match in the beginning.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Are they keeping the whole? If you play a certain amount of matches.
Well, but they said in a few hours.
They said you'll be unlocking.
Yeah, but I was playing the story mode though.
No, that was a variety. I've heard it's just it's a variety of things that you could be playing.
Like it was on Melee. So if you play
they're probably keeping the whole. You play like 2 matches, you unlock your character.
I'm gonna bet that you unlock a character after 1 match.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't have time to mess around, so.
I just need to unlock Rob, and then I can.
Rob is like till the 75th character.
Wait, really?
It's random, ain't it?
No. It's in order. I thought it's in order of appearance.
No, the roster the menu is in order. I don't think the unlocking is in order.
Really?
I thought it was random.
I thought it was literally like,
which actually works out for us because most of our characters are either Smash.
That would make
sure because I thought what it was is that every time you unlock it, like right now the very first one would be like Jigglypuff or some shit, and then it'd be Ness, and then Captain Falcon.
That would be kind of lame, honestly.
That'd be awesome.
I would rather be like, oh shit, I got Wii Fit. Who'd you get? Like, oh, I got.
I'm pretty sure it's random though.
Bowser Jr. You know.
Whoa, Bowser Jr. is a good guy.
No,
I think that would be more interesting. But
I was pretty decent.
It's never been random before, though, was it?
Yeah,
it was random with Wii U, I think.
Wii U and 3DS.
The only thing
speaking of which, there's server maintenance tonight, by the way.
Well, that didn't mean anything.
That means there's a Smash demo right now.
No, you do. Why? Why do it 2 weeks?
And it's only Kirby. You can only play as Kirby and we all play.
That means Nintendo servers aren't peer to peer because people don't know what peer to peer means.
Hey man, listen, we're not getting into that. You're out here with this agenda and shit. We're not gonna have this conversation. Well, here's a question: Is there any of the new characters you want to main or you're interested in trying?
I would love to
for the new Smash.
Simon
could be my new Cloud, where I was like, I don't care about that character, and then I play him like, man, he's good. And now
Ken
K. Rool will be cool. Or the Inklings. I played the Inklings E3, but they're kind of like a little difficult.
Yeah, really, I'm not super excited for the new characters as much as just.
There's no Rayman.
That Piranha Plant, folks.
Wait, actually, I take that back. The Piranha Plant, that's not for a while.
That's not going to be day one, though.
Yeah, but the Piranha Plant for sure, though, I want to get into. I want to get in.
It just looks like he sits there and eats attacks. Like he just sit there and just like, I'm going to guard all of this.
Well, it's also Rob wants to play Piranha Plant because he likes to troll people. That's the problem I don't like.
Well, think about it. I play as Rob, Duck Hunt, all those kind of characters. You know,
that's a good character though. Like
Duck Hunt camp is very camp heavy, and I can't stand.
Like he's a Rob Duck Hunt.
What?
Rob Duck Hunt.
Rob Duck Hunt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take his bird from him.
No, I hate is that Game and Watch character.
Oh yeah, Game
hate
Watch. I
him.
like to play as him.
Oh, don't you talk bad about Mr. Game and Watch. I make him red,
Rob,
and I do things.
Rob, you'll be happy to know they did buff Game and Watch from what I've heard.
Dope. I'm gonna murk with the
right, so-
goddamn Mr. Game and Watch.
Don't
Go
do
down.
that.
Yes.
Let's go through everybody and which character do you hate playing against the most? Not person, but character that you just don't like playing against. Clocked it. I know you didn't have the social aspect with the last Smash. 'Cause-
Damn.
so you missed out on a lot. The what makes Smash special. I think with the Wii.
I had a bit of it. I didn't have. I wasn't completely nil and void. But
I feel like it was like I have friends.
no,
Well, they didn't have Wii U's though.
Yeah, Juice, you mentioned a character earlier, and I fucking hate fighting against this character. I absolutely hate it to the point where I just want to rage quit, and I hate fighting against Zelda. I can't
Oh,
stand
really?
that teleporting motherfucker. I just want to.
You're
I-
not gonna like me at all.
Fuck, I can't handle it. I just there's nothing I can do. I think she's broken. She's overpowered, and I've never hated her so much in my life.
Wow, Jesus,
Wow.
strong words.
Hatred. You know what?
So you don't like her then?
I hate to say
but I do love. I think the new character Zelda design is the best one so far, and
Yes.
I want to see a main new Zelda game with that Zelda looking like that.
Just remember that love when I'm beating you, getting the final, KO with my teleport. Just remember that. How
You
much-
don't
Yeah,
wanna make me
okay,
mad. You don't
dude.
wanna
You
make me
guys act
mad.
like Robinson gonna just murder.
So mine is, it's in the same game franchise, and I just absolutely hate playing against
Oh.
this character, fucking Link. Those stupid arrows, the stupid bombs, and the stupid boomerang. I fucking hate playing against Link.
Link is one of
Toon
my
Link or
favorites.
Link? Which one is worse?
I gotta practice.
Especially gamers Link. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I think it's Toon Link. Anybody who plays as Link, that suck you in, spin attack. I forget what button, what one, how you do that move. Is it down and A or something? I
It's
forget
up
what.
B.
It's
It's
up
up
a
B.
B. Up a B.
Up B when you're standing on the ground, and he just spins around. It sucks you in and hits you multiple times. And it's
I
just
bet you that's because of red, isn't it?
he plays it bad, but everyone else I played against online that was Link. Anytime I did for Glory, it's just like, oh my god, I fucking hate the way people play Link. So maybe he's not the worst character. I mean, Spamus is probably number 2.
Spamus.
Bam.
Which Spamus?
Is it around
The
Zero
main-
City? Oh,
No, the main
anime.
Samus with the missiles over and over.
Yeah,
Good
I mean,
answer.
like,
Sorry.
James is pretty fucking annoying.
And over.
Yeah.
So, Shadow, you have a most hated?
Yeah, my most hated is, well, it should be Sheik, but if you're talking about the Wii U one, the Wii U one is just really personal to me. I just out for, and not just because of one person that I play against a lot, but everybody I see online, I just do not like playing against Yoshi's. Period. Just absolutely horrible.
Yeah, Twilight made me dislike Yoshi.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But before I ever played Twilight, other people knew they abused him the exact same way. So it's just absolutely horrible. I can't. I when I see people play with Yoshi, I'm like, either I'm going to fight you with Yoshi or I'm going to rage quit. I just don't. I can't.
What do you think, T? Is there a character?
Well, you said it already. I think, and it's funny because she used to be one of my mains, Spamus. And the problem with
Mhm.
Spamus is that, for me anyway, was that like I was good with her, but I was never as good as people that I played against her with, like people who played as her against me, and that made me even more pissed off. And they did the,
Because anytime you just try to just get away, then they're doing the up B spiral attack or the up kick spiral
I just never had enough balls to do that Spanish shit, and I get
bombs.
Or-
missiles.
To me, Spamus was it hurts me the most because she's really not that good to play as because she's a light. And like if you try to do the same things that you see other people do, you normally get punished for it. So I'm like, I would just zero suit all day. Like there's no reason to pick her. So I don't know.
Rob, when Rob's playing as Rob, I hate Rob the robot, but normally he's
I like
an easy
Rob.
win. But anyway, Robert, do you have a character you hate facing?
Other than those spam characters like that, honestly, I'm gonna have to go with the Mii people, all the Mii fighters. I can't stand them. They're just so like. I just hate the fact that they're just annoying as fuck. Like they're Mii's and like
They're the
and a
most
lot of
random
times like
moves.
you just when you someone wins with the Mii, you're like, God, you know you love it that you're playing as yourself, you motherfucker, and it pisses me off.
You could tag that to Red Knight too, because he loved those Mii characters.
Yeah.
Now you know how I feel about rabbits.
Oh no!
Wow.
All right, Terrell, what's yours?
It's funny because I feel like my hatred of this character has been a long stay. It's weird because I wasn't a fan when she was in the game anyway, so now I felt almost validated. Bayonetta, my God. And my main reason isn't even it's funny because no one I played against, at least in our group of friends, is even good with her.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even from that. It was literally every time you got online and played against her. It's like you get caught in that heel kick that knocked you in the air, and that's it. You've essentially lost the fucking match. Especially because I play Ike, who doesn't have the best air game, so it's like
Yeah, I've never experienced that because no one in our group or anyone I played online it really takes.
it makes me mad because you lose stocks in like 10 seconds, and I'm like, fuck, I can't do nothing here.
Yeah,
Mario's probably my second hate most because people are so good with the bread and butter combos with Mario that it essentially boils down to, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab you, throw you off stage, and then I'm gonna jump up and spike you. And I'm like, well, I can't do shit about that. I can air dodge, but hey, I'm gonna get kicked in the face, and then I'm dead. So I don't know. Those are my two characters. Personally.
Pikachu can be annoying, but it's not the
I
hardest.
can understand that one. I don't have as much issue with him
In group battles when they just spam.
Yeah.
Oh, Thunder.
Yeah, PK Thunder or not PK Thunder. What does he say?
It's just Thunder.
Oh,
Pikachu just says. That's all Pikachu says. But I mean, the move is just Thunders, which is when lightning comes from above.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same thing as PK Thunder, though.
Yeah. No, PK Thunder is different.
PK takes a couple, I guess, other characters that if someone's good with, it's challenging. Is like Fox and Falcon, Captain Falcon. Some of those quicker characters can be hard to, especially the ones with range weapons that just you have to just take their little shots to get closer. Yeah. But
Fox is always a tournament favorite, though, isn't he? Star Fox as well.
Yeah, Fox has always been kind of a fan favorite in every game.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
He can be pretty cheap though.
Well, it's because the new literally can run up and up smash you, and then you're just dead at like 50% or some shit.
Couple characters none of us really played as. I played Dr. Feelgood was Greninja, and I didn't realize Greninja had so much spam potential. Yes. And I never
could have swore I used Greninja against y'all. I probably didn't use him often.
Well, you didn't main them, and you weren't the type to sit there and spam the same thing over and over and over just to get the win. You get somebody off the stage
too, FYI.
You get somebody off the stage. You're just playing, friendly match. You thought, I guess, that's so serious. And he's literally doing whatever range attack. It's
either the water shuriken or the shadow sneak.
And it's like, I think you're back on the stage. You can't do anything about it. And like, okay, that's fun. I guess he's like, dude, what do you mean? I wasn't spamming. Yeah, you were. And it just really depends on the person playing because I got most of my Smash experience from Derek Steelfox, and he is so against spamming that he won't even use a move at all an entire match. He won't use Zelda's teleport once an entire match because he doesn't want to be that guy that gets that KO with the teleport. So he literally what's the word
this guy
with like golf when you he handicaps himself just because he doesn't want to be that guy that spams stuff. It's like, man, that's how I was brought up playing Smash before I really got into it. He was my teacher, and I was like, okay, so that
was your Smash daddy.
And then I get online. I get online, I find out,
that sounds bad.
People do anything to win. They don't care.
Yeah, it's a video game.
So
that's why it was weird when you first, because I remember one of the first videos, not the first video, but it was like one of the videos I saw was the damn? Yeah, you guys are grabbing too much in the game. And I was like, what?
It wasn't you guys.
No. I mean, no. When I say you guys, I mean that's what.
That's
you were
all they
saying.
do online. Like
That's
you're
what you were
gonna
saying to the
get,
people in the tournament. You were
you're
like,
gonna get a short hop or a dash into.
Didn't OJ participate? I think OJ was in that tournament.
No,
wasn't
he wasn't.
Was he not?
No.
This is why you would lose, because everyone knows the true warrior enters the arena with all his powers at the ready. And if you can't handle a bit of spamming, then get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
That's all.
The whole point is that you got to learn the mechanics to get around it. Because you can, it's like how I used to hate in Street Fighter. People would stand in the corner, Hadouken the shit out of you. You had to figure out how to get over it.
Motherfucker jump.
Yeah, but see the problem with that is you
Jumps.
had the time you jump, and then people would hit you with Shoryuken. So it's like, how do I get you not to do that? It's the same concept.
It's called frame delay after doing the Hadouken.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just saying it's the same concept.
In that situation, you would threaten them physically because they were next to you.
Damn. The problem with spamming is that it's used by people who can't play well, but it's still used by people who can play well.
Yeah.
So it's just like you lump everybody in together, and it's just
Well, because the process is this: if you're good enough, you can get around it.
yeah.
Yep.
But if you're not, then that's it. You're just screwed.
But the thing is, that doesn't mean that the person who's beating you with it is good either. They're spamming bitch.
And, well, sometimes you don't know, because like you can play with somebody that's really good, and literally all they're doing is going through their entire repertoire on you. Like they're like, "Hey, I'm going to do this frame trap. Oh, you can't get out of that? Then I'll continue doing it until I win."
Yeah,
and if you get out of it, they have another one.
Well, yeah, that was Mike from the early days of the podcast. He didn't have. I forget what what was his username, but anyway, he would play as Mega Man, and he had just the same combo. He only had the one, and he kept destroying us. And I'm like, I started, it took me a little bit. It wasn't like it's not like an AI boss fight where you see the shit right, the patterns right away. It took me a couple weeks to figure. I'm like, okay, every time he does this, he does that. So as soon as I countered it and I whooped him. 3-stocked his ass, and he was like, dang, and we didn't play hardly again after that because he couldn't handle losing and didn't want to play. But as soon as I figured out his thing, he couldn't beat me anymore. And it was like,
yeah, but Rob has a combo like that. Rob does that thing where
this one was even more.
Yeah, but you've never been able to defeat it then.
Oh, that's bullshit.
We beat you that one night after 2 hours.
Yeah, but there's after 2 hours exactly. But you know how often it was awesome. I mean,
we're talking to the guy who will only play as Min with the same 2 arms and do the exact same thing every
and it was still working though.
And still win.
So this is the question I want to ask everybody. Like, what does anybody know the person that can't hold their L's? Like they're constantly winning or whatever, but as soon as you beat them or you figure it out and they're like, oh shit, the jig is up, they don't want to play you anymore.
Yeah, they're the worst.
That's everybody. That's a lot of people in the Rocket League community. When you play casual and you can rematch, they'll rematch you if they beat you, and then as soon as you beat them, they're out every time.
Yeah, that I absolutely hate, man. Especially for this game, because this game is supposed to be fun even if you lose. So I don't like.
Oh, I have fun losing all the night with this group here.
I always have fun losing. Always.
I can't remember other than wanting to physically assault Rob after 2 hours.
Literally the best match.
Rob the robot for about 2 hours straight.
The best match.
Started beating him.
The best match was the fucking. Where did my second jump go? Man, dude, I don't know what the fuck.
It took me a long time to realize that if you hit your double jump while getting hit, it takes it from you. It took me a long time to figure that out.
All I'm gonna say is that the first match we play, I gotta try my hardest because that will be the first game we ever play. Like it's gonna be very memorable. So I gotta beat you guys the first match. Second one, it doesn't matter.
I might have to get an Elgato. I might get an Elgato just for this. Rob the robot.
You should have got it now. It was on sale.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, dang, that was on sale today too.
That's all.
Everything's on sale today.
About Smash.
And the fucking Blue Yeti mics on sale. I was like,
still on sale. Oh, if you go on Amazon, it's still on sale.
Yeah.
Let me pull my phone out. Jesus.
Is it only 30 minutes?
Well, It said something about maybe it's an hour. It said something about 7 p.m. PT, so it's Pacific.
So do we know with that
I'm
Smash
off
League?
10 o'clock Eastern.
So
I'm off that whole day. That first day it comes out, I'm off that whole day. So I'm playing like 20 hours straight. It's happening, and I can't wait. I'm gonna be playing, and I'm gonna be smashing.
You'll have all the characters unlocked by the time I get home.
What's the release date again?
The 7th.
7.
There's a midnight launch though.
But I gotta go to work that day.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter. You gotta play and
I'll
not
stick it to work, but
I mean, to be fair, I can sneak it in work. That's about it.
Couple
well,
people
don't get fired though.
No. Dude, I played like half Octopath and Xenoblade at work.
That's hilarious.
So like, I'm good. My boss is cool. We're good.
I just
I don't have all the characters unlocked.
Just ask your boss. You want to smash?
No, I don't go there. Listen,
and then also do that laugh at him.
You never do that. Never.
Maybe we're like, shit. All right.
Just stop. Please just stop.
Allegations. That's
gonna give you a raise in your pantaloons.
Hey! Wow! Somebody
like syrup.
Somebody called the police.
I prefer syrup.
I prefer syrup.
Jelly on
I like jelly on mine.
We've gone into bullshit territory. Stop it. My name
Chris
is
Rock,
Sean
he's
Troll.
a classic. He's classic.
My name is Sean Troll. That's all I'm saying. You call me Sean Troll because I prefer syrup.
Wow, classic. That's classic.
That's classic, Mr. T.
Classic, Mr. T.
You don't know about that? Then you can
go look them up. The videos for now.
Well, you know.
That shit down.
these maybe they're more secure now instead of insecure.
Nah, they're worse.
Nah, you're
their duck bill grows by the minute.
Did you do insecure vaginas?
Oh yeah, that was I was surprised they didn't do better.
They're secure now. Chastity belt.
What was the lyric? I can't. All I remember is insecure vagina.
Like,
that's the only lyric you need to remember.
PM your address. I'll punch you in your face. Oh wait, I messed it up.
Oh wait,
wasn't there like a chorus?
Yeah, it was insecure vaginas. That was it.
Oh, that's it.
Like your game fools. Insecure vaginas.
All I see is insecure vaginas. Visit TV playing games while you fools playing specs. 8 cores, 8 gigs of RAMs. And don't forget PhysX.
Yeah, you had the gizmo duck on there. I was rolling.
I was creatively peaking on that shit. That was just too perfect. A gizmo duck. That was perfect.
And it was like low hanging fruit, and you kind of changed, or you turned away from that a little bit, or not a little bit, but like not too long after your channel.
I mean, you can only do that for so long. Like some people can do that all the time. Like it just gets old after a while. Like it's just like, all right,
exposed.
And you get old too. It's like I don't do that shit no more.
I'm better than that.
You look down and you're like, I just spent 12 hours in Final Cut.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent at least that making that. That was that video.
Like, I just spent 12 hours in Final Cut.
That video, all that animation, that video took me some time, like that, and it was like a 5-minute video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a lot.
I have an idea for a video. I don't know what I was gonna call it. You know, like how the Sega slogan, Sega does what Nintendo don't. I was gonna do Lara does what Kratos don't, or something like that, and show like all the limitations of Kratos and like just moving around the not including the combat and stuff, but just moving around the game environment.
Yeah. Lara jumps.
There's like 40 things that he can't do, or it just you gotta adjust the.
Call me off guard. What do you mean? Man said Lara jumps. Oh goddamn!
And I was just thinking about all the recording I have to do, then edit all the clips, and
you just took a nap.
I'm just like, that's a lot of work.
I really want somebody to animate that shit. Be like,
I want somebody to do that, but
what does your game have that I don't? And then Laura just hops in the air for a second.
My mind isn't there anymore. So when you come up with ideas like that, tell me. I'll do that shit.
The Kratos just looks at her and says, "Shit."
He's like,
There's
boy.
literally a section I know exactly where I want to go with Kratos, and it's in Helheim, and it's like it's kind of like a icy area, and there's like basically a circle that's indented into the ground, probably about a 7-8 foot drop for Kratos.
Yeah.
And you
See,
just sit there,
I
and he
plan
goes-
on getting back into that, like making those types of videos, but not like toward specific people, but just like,
Yeah,
fun-
that would be like the Breath of the
Video
Wild
game.
versus Horizon Zero Dawn.
right, something like
Yes.
that.
Juice, I used to hate that shit, and I know what you're talking about. And then you like climb down it with a fucking vine or some shit.
There's
or,
literally
it's-
in that, like, it's not more than an 8 foot drop. Kratos can't do it. You have to go all the way around till you hit the circle. Then he climbs the little.
Yeah, or there'd be like some
crack.
areas where he'll jump up, pull himself up with one arm, and then can't do it someone else. It's so fucking stupid.
Like, you cannot just jump down to that to get to where you got to go. You got to go all around, hit the circle button to get into the climbing thing. Climbs not even twice his body height, and he's on the ground. And it's like, you can just jump down there. Like, come on, like it's so tedious.
In the cutscene, he's jumping from one boat to another.
Oh yeah, he's jumping.
You go to a little partition that's like half height high. He can't.
Dude,
turtle.
he jumps onto this dragon, and he runs up its spine, and he leaps and crashes down on it with his axe on its like skull plate, and then like goes in his mouth, and he's holding his jaw open. And it's like, I can't do any of this stuff. Like, I can roll on the ground.
Boy,
You're doing your best Sonic the Hedgehog impression. I see what's going on here.
But yeah, I think, I don't know if it might get a lot of views compared to my other like gameplay video stuff. But it's like, man, that'd be like probably a full day. That'd be
The
a
thing
full
about
day.
going after people specifically or making parody comedy videos about specific people is that there's a lot of weirdos in here, and they want to start doxing people, doing all kind of weird
really
stuff.
do that
Like,
shit.
and sometimes not even them; it's their followers. Sometimes it's just it's even weirder
because their
they have-
followers are extremely bored.
Yeah, they have legions of losers that follow them, and
They're fucking
they take the
assholes.
time to do that. So it's just like, do I want to go through that stuff?
And they're dumb, but they're smart. So
Yeah.
they've read the Twitter and Instagram terms and conditions and all that, so they know exactly what to do to be a parody and not an impersonation. So you just have to.
That's called having a toxic fan base.
Yes.
Mr. T should sue you. I was like, you don't understand.
Wait, what?
I'm like, they were really adamant and upset about that. I was like, do you understand how parody works?
No.
No, not really. No.
No. Hell no.
I'm not pretending to be Lawrence Turod. Like that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not like my Twitter isn't called that. But people are strange, man. I just say, all right, I've had enough of this. So
They
it's
really
time to move
will.
on.
Yeah, they try to make things extra serious when they want to, and then when they're done, I was just trolling. Look how I made him get exposed.
Yeah, I made you make a 35-minute video about me.
And I'm like, motherfucker, but you're trying to hit a motherfucker in the pocket. What is wrong with you?
Actually, you were only like 2 minutes of that video, but okay.
It is what it is.
I remember those days, man.
Those are weird days, man.
Good days though.
Good. It was fun. It was fun. I think the problem is that the Switch is doing so well that people just don't care anymore.
Yeah,
they're
they're playing their games.
They definitely don't care when Nintendo does a lot of the same shit they were doing that they hated.
Nah, that's not a
Hey,
problem.
man, it's the same thing with the Wii. People wanted to say shit, but it's like, oh, they're making money. Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's wait
They
till they
still
don't
said
make
stuff.
any
They
money.
still said it was weak and all that stuff. They still had that, but
But they can't say it
They didn't
now.
go as hard as they wanted to because they were doing too well, and it was like, I'm gonna get them. Wait till
and they
But
felt like they
imagine
can
though.
ignore the Wii U. Like a lot of them did. So a lot of them didn't have Wii U's. Obviously, the
Yeah.
Wii U did so well.
Yeah.
So it was easy to like really come out on Nintendo
Yep.
fans during that era. And so, but these guys all have Switches now, so they look
Yep.
like hypocrites.
So they can't
they
be-
can't say anything.
The status quo can't be against Nintendo now because now
You
they
had
own it.
Eric Coots for the win or whatever, Erica for the win. She was just bashing Wii U and has the Switch. What if the Wii U had the Switch's online service? I mean, I wonder how. I mean, it still got some out. People still complain about the Switches, but I wonder how bad it would have been.
Oh, it would have been so.
It wasn't free,
God.
and it's exactly like the Switch, but pricing.
I already
everything.
said that. I was like,
War
that-
Plaza.
That
would have
would
been way worse.
They
than
would
it
have
was
been
that era.
burning down Nintendo headquarters.
Yeah.
Imagine if the
But-
Wii U got 6 Wii ports in the first year, basically,
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
or a year and a
Look
half.
at them sales, though. Look at them sales.
Xenoblade HD, guys.
And then
Which
one of
is
them
what
was,
the Wii U should have got. But.
one of
Yeah,
them
and-
was like what would be the equivalent of Captain Toad on the Wii? Like something just really minor. Like
Probably something like Zakawiki or something.
Zack and Wiki.
Yeah,
I was just
Zack
going
and
to say
Wiki.
Zack and Wiki.
Zack
like
and Wiki
Galaxy
HD.
2. We don't need, you guys don't want Galaxy 1 and 2. You want, Zack and Wiki or Elebits.
Hold on. Here's Resident Evil 4 yet again.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 again.
Hey, can I just say that actually it's called LEDs in the UK, and I actually didn't mind that game.
There's
I thought
nothing
it was
wrong with
okay.
We're not saying there's something wrong with the game. It's just that it's kind of a small, minor game.
Wasn't that Konami as well? I think it was.
Yeah, it's Konami.
I didn't finish it, I don't think, because the controls were just so sluggish. Like turning, it just didn't. It's not what I was hoping for. I'm glad about that over Red Steel though.
Zack and Wiki is over.
Red Steel 1 or Red Steel 2?
1. There's a
Red
launch
Steel 1. Oh god, that is such a
garbage.
acquired
Did I use
taste.
that game? I think I did.
Red Steel 1. So I was the person I figured out the fucking dead zone in that game. You could modify it a little bit, but it was nowhere near as loose as it was in Conduit and stuff like that. But there was a part of the dead zone that you could make it. You could make it a rectangle instead of square. Because the problem in that game was your left and right lateral movement. It wasn't necessarily your up and down. So I made like a little tiny rectangle, and that made the most of it for me for that game. I didn't really have any issues after
The
that.
dead zone was the edge of the screen for turning.
Yeah, you could change it in that game though. You couldn't modify it that much though, but you
In
can
the
modify
first one,
it
I
just
don't remember that.
in the first one.
It was barely a game. That was the problem. That game.
Yeah, that game was a shoot. It was like move to the next shooting gallery to freeze
It's
time.
almost like it's almost like the light gun games they brought.
Like Hogan's Alley. But
Yeah. That's basically what it was. You every once in a while you could slow down time, like while you were walking or as you're engaging enemies coming close. But
it just lied. That's the problem with that game. It lied so much in the marketing because
yep,
you see the boy shooting and he pull out his sword. It's like, oh, I got to shoot. No, you don't get.
he
to
jumping on the ground and shit. I'm like, what are you doing?
It was hype. It was hype though.
Pull your sword out, and you didn't realize that when you started playing. It's like, oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, nobody's playing a game like that.
No one's rolling on the round playing Metroid Prime 3 either.
No,
Yeah,
Like,
true.
behind the couch.
True.
Diving
Those
up,
adverts
please,
are stupid.
clavicle.
You stand there and you're holding the controller in your hand, looking like a retard.
You got to
is
hold
what
it
you're
pretty
doing.
still because once you get off the screen too far, it's like giving
Yep.
you the warning.
Or you spin around.
So anyway,
But, I mean, it was clever as hell. It was really good marketing strategy. It was just lies. A lot of it.
so yeah, that's pretty much that's gonna do it.
There's a lot of rambling. I didn't realize how Jesus.
We've gone 2 hours
12.
without having any topics.
Okay.
As always.
No game because I didn't have time to put a list together because we're busy as hell at work today. So,
I feel like this early in the Switch's life cycle, Wii U's life cycle, we had a lot to talk about. What's going on, Switch?
Oh,
What's going on? What you doing?
parallels? Could there be parallels?
the Wii U was just hitting its stride about
Yep.
this time in
In
its life.
2013, it had release after release at that point.
Well, actually, this would be it'd be summer 2014 would be the same time frame because Switch came out in March. So Wii U 2014 when Mario Kart came out, and then you knew
Oh, this was
We
right
knew
before
we
we was
had
about to get the
Hyrule
hammer.
Warriors.
Also, to be fair, it's not that there weren't games. It's not that there's not games that
No, there's games. It's just like not.
they're not games people were interested in. Like for example, Pokemon. It's not like that isn't a game. It's just a lot of people here weren't playing it.
yeah,
I
it's
think
like
Robert is the only one playing it.
Yeah.
Are you
still
playing?
playing
Are you actually? Are you?
He was telling me about it earlier. What was it?
Yeah, yo. I played 10 hours in one day.
Wow.
damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's called dedication.
I it on for another 100 days.
He's changed. Man, he's changed.
I got my fill. Next,
Wow.
you gonna move on to
Come on, I've been gaming a lot more lately. You gotta give me some
Yeah.
slack.
You beat Spider-Man, playing
Pokemon, Red
Pokemon.
Dead.
Terrell's playing Sunset Overdrive.
That's good stuff.
I'm playing Valkyria Chronicles
More
too.
Sunset playing needs to happen.
Do you like
I'm still
Sunset
playing-
Overdrive?
Yeah, and I've been rotating between like 4 games. I've been playing Tomb Raider, Sunset Overdrive, Octopath, which I'm done with the main story. I'm just doing extra game stuff. Valkyria Chronicles 4, Crash, and Nier. That's like 6
What about
games.
Xenoblade?
Well, I haven't really
touched.
I haven't had a reason to touch Xenoblade in a while.
But you
I haven't.
what? Come on, you know you love.
Fucking Shadow Fox is still playing Xenoblade.
Oh man, I got 500 hours.
Yeah, I know you did,
Jesus.
piece of shit. Christ.
500 hours.
Take a break.
I beat Torna. I'm like, yeah, I got 200 hours in Torna now. So let me go back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and play with Elma. So if I unlock Cosmos, then I'll be all right. But I
Have you
can't
not
get
done
Cosmos.
that yet?
No, she won't.
Really?
She won't. It's the very last blade I got to get. She won't show up for shit.
I spent like I want to say 10 hours trying to get all the blades, and I got all of them my way. Yep, I'm done. And then there comes the DLC, and I'm like, fuck.
And you know, do microtransactions so that we can get what you want, you know.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I
Why
can
don't
just
you
buy
moder-
Cosmos.
Why don't you modernize Nintendo?
Yeah, get into with the modern times. You're always behind the times, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to buy Cosmos armor, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, exactly. Motherfuckers want that shit so bad. People are like, can we just get pictures? And can we get armor? Can we get figures? I'm like, guys, listen, y'all are looking real suspect right now. Chill out.
Yeah, I mean,
No, look, we have.
those
no
used to be
shame.
pre-order bonuses. Now
Hey
they're
man,
just
good. I'm glad they're not. I mean, actually, what was the pre-order bonus I saw recently? Oh yeah, and I guess Spyro came out, which I haven't really heard anyone talk about.
Yeah, Spyro.
May I'll pick it up when it comes to Switch.
Which makes no goddamn
Why you
sense.
say it like that? I'll pick it when it comes up to Switch.
Which better not be a fucking partial download for that game.
Well, that's the issue right now. Is that a lot of people are like,
Did that come to fruition? Because that
Yeah,
was
it did.
before the delay.
We
yeah,
talked
it's still download.
Now that's the one thing I do think is going to happen instead of this quote unquote Switch Pro shit. They're just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and add more NAND to them.
More what?
I kind of see that
what?
coming.
Say that
Add
again.
more NAND, so there'll be a 64 gig version or 128 gig version.
Do you say RAM or NAM?
NAND flash memory.
And
Oh,
NAND.
flash
So the
Right.
storage.
That's
Sorry,
what you were saying.
I thought you said NAM.
Hold on, let me say it.
Yeah,
let me say it in
yeah.
the fake tech head YouTuber way. NAND storage.
in the ND storage.
Immediately, I got 100,000 views. There we go. I just had to say it wrong. That's all I needed to do.
10 out of 10.
Anyways, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen though. They're just going to make different models with different storage at some point.
I mean, that's the bare minimum. I mean, why haven't they done that yet? I don't know.
And that's the cheapest thing for them to do because it's already built that way for them. They literally you just swap the board out and put another one in. It's like a screw.
Yeah.
Literally a screw. So
It's called
Yeah,
an
they could-
abomination.
yeah, they can do it. They can make it happen. So
Yeah, we don't need. And at the very least, they should have that option. And maybe they thought with the Wii U, like, oh, we don't need to have multiple storage options.
and again,
Well, we
not
already
making
did
excuses,
multiple
but
storage
they had issues at launch because Apple had bought so much of that shit up.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is when it's the prices finally started to fall, are they ready and are they ready to position how to resell this with extra memory in it or whatever?
We don't want to get into another topic. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna call it a night. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Good conversation, guys. And not this one, but the next podcast after, we'll have our Smash impressions and find out how many times we whooped Robert's ass. Looking forward to that.
Wow.
You always put your hands on his ass for some reason. It's weird.
Hands and
So
ass.
yeah, we'll be back next week to do it all again. So hopefully we'll see you there.